they had San Diego Comic-Con was over this past weekend. There's some announcements. Like I got some news to share with you, Adrian. Some that I think will make you happy and maybe make you frustrated. I don't know. We're gonna find out though.
All right, let's
do
it.
If you're with us for the first time, we got a ton of shit here to talk about. We're gonna bring you up to date with all the news and rumors that we think are important. I shouldn't say all because I handpicked some I like to talk about. That's it. You know, somebody was like, hey, I know you're doing these deep dives and it seems like you're only doing Marvel characters. Are you going to do some DC? It's like, why?
Damn.
Why? I haven't ran out of Marvel characters. I mean, I can't just do one on Batman every week, but
I know there's,
there are some other characters.
There are 2 or 3, maybe.
So who knows? But you know what? If you want to find out what's going on in the news, if you want to be entertained, if you want to learn some shit about comics, read a comic like Xavier's blanket, Adrian, we got you covered. Okay. So, and who knows? We may talk about the blanket at some point. Blanket's like got this whole like following behind it right now. I was on the live this past week. Every other comment was something about Xavier's blanket. It's catching on, dude. Yeah.
Damn.
Yep. So, like I said, only comics blankets will be for sale on the store early fall.
I don't know. I almost needed a blanket after watching the latest X-Men 97.
God,
I'm like,
dude.
What?
Yes.
What's happening?
We're going to talk about that too.
What's going on with this bullshit?
I don't know, dude. He can't go on without Magnus. It's almost like Fisk and the Vanessa.
Right.
Vanessa. But last week, Adrian, Avengers Doomsday, first trailer, finally dropped. And I said that they're listening to us, and I'll say it again. You remember we talked about this probably a month or two ago. We had a discussion about, hey, when the trailer drops, what would you like to see from it?
Right.
I said, I would like to hear Doom's voice in the accent. I would like to see his suit. I would like to see some Avengers versus X-Men in this. And I would not want to see anybody that hasn't already been announced spoiled.
Right.
And they did exactly what I asked them to do. Hey. Isn't that some shit? It's about time people fucking cooperate around here, you know?
Well, but the thing about it is that they still don't give you the credit for it, right?
That part. But all jokes aside, Adrian, we saw the trailer. You saw the trailer?
Yep.
You know, I put out some content last week on it, but we haven't really talked about it. You text me, you just said something like it's motherfucking on or some shit like that. Now it's been a few days. How do you feel looking back on this trailer? What they gave us? What's it kind of got? Like, what mindset does it have you in going into this movie in December?
It's exciting. Definitely looking forward to it. Of course, I got the critical mind. So the first thing that I do when I see a comic movie is think about how close to the original. How true is it to the original? Now,
original being the comics?
Yes, the original comics.
Yep.
I mean, obviously there can be variances and shit like that. But so I look at Doom's costume and just 2 things pop out. I love the fact that because I'm used to the Doom with the 2 orbs on top.
Oh yeah.
It's almost like inverted nipples on top.
Yes.
So I saw that, which is cool. But my only the critical thing, and this is super nitpicky, I think his eye slits are too big.
Okay.
It's literally like can see his bags and shit.
Yep.
But outside of that, dude, it looked pretty good. It was grainy as hell. But I'm excited. I'm excited. And I agree with you. We know who's going to be there. Don't spoil it for anybody else.
Right.
For anybody else. Just leave it alone.
Yeah. And we actually saw kind of 2 trailers because we saw the official one earlier in the week, and somebody snuck their phone inside of San Diego Comic-Con, and we saw a newer trailer, which it has a lot of the same footage from the first one. But one of the things the newer trailer had, it showed some Doom versus Reed, which even though, I mean, we talked about Pedro Pascal's Reed Richards ad nauseum here. As much as he doesn't look the part, I still say he did a good job of portraying the character. And he's the Reed we got.
Exactly.
So if we're going to have Doom, we better fucking have some Reed Richards there. Right? Like, he's the one we got, dude. Could be a lot worse. Could be better.
Yep. But I didn't really see a versus. It's more like a Reed begging Doom kind of a thing. So a versus would have been some action, like with the Thor thing, right? That's a versus.
Kind of.
Reed, he's doing some Xavier shit.
Oh yeah, he's grabbing me, but he's pissed. You see, but I think what it does solidify the fact that this is the Doom from the Reed Richards, their universe,
right?
Because he's talking to him like he knows him, and even and I think it started with Sue saying something along the lines of Doom thinks or Doom always is the smartest person in the room, and now you got Reed who's like, no, I am. Well, good thing. Hey, Valeria's not born yet, so it can't be her. But I do like that because that was one of the things that of the rumors we heard that did kind of concern me was I didn't want us to have a. Reed Richards from whatever Earth whatever number his Earth is, I can't keep up. And then have a Doom from a completely different universe show up. Right. I like that it's feeling like these two have true history to where, and he's, the way he was asking him, like, did you do this? Like, bro, I know you do some fucked up ass shit, bro. So did you do this shit? I like that it didn't spoil anything else. Like I said, it really maintained a lot of what we saw in the original trailer. I mean, that scene with him and Thor was a little bit extended, but I mean, you talk about, or people complain about everything. I've heard people complain about the voice. Like, how'd you feel about the accent in the official, not the one we just watched, but the OG?
It sounded completely unlike Tony Stark.
Right. Nothing like him.
Nothing like it whatsoever.
Nope.
And it was surprise. It was surprise. I knew it wouldn't.
Yeah.
But it was surprising how little there was any fucking connection to the Tony Stark thing. So Robert Downey Jr. is an actor. He's paid to act. If you can't make that mind switch, then that means that
you're stupid.
Al Pacino is always the fucking Godfather dude,
yeah.
right? Yeah. So just get over it.
Yeah. And there's still people so hung up on that. That one actually shocks me, Adrian. I'm shocked that most people can't get past that. Like, this guy's been in dozens of movies. Like, you act like the only movie he's ever done was Iron Man.
Right.
He has played plenty of other characters. And people go, well, if you're not going to have him be Iron Man, why would you have him back? Well, like, he's some bum-ass actor. Like, why the fuck would you have this guy? I don't know, because he's one of the greatest fucking actors in history. Like, he just won an Oscar a couple of years ago. And that was kind of what the Russo said was, we were looking at this like, can we get the best actor right now in our movie? And we had just seen Oppenheimer. And they were like, oh, shit, he would be perfect for Doom. Because Doom's a character, to your point, how close is it to the comic Doom? And Doom's a character that you can't fuck up. You've done it twice already, 3 times. You cannot fuck this character up and have a good Avengers movie.
Right.
It's not going to happen. So I thought the accent was great. I thought, I think, Adrian, if Latveria was real, I think that's how somebody would sound,
Sure.
But it was, I agree with you. Nothing about that voice. If I didn't know it was Robert Downey Jr., I wouldn't know it was Robert Downey Jr.
Right.
I wouldn't have been able to tell. There was somebody in my comments line, and, believe it or not, Adrian, it was on TikTok. And he was like, as soon as he started talking, I knew it was Tony Stark.
Right.
Like, no, you didn't, bro. I understand people can have, different insight, all this shit, but you 1000% did not know that. You did not hear Tony Stark in his voice at all. Not even fucking close. And, I talked about last week his powers, because one of the things that a lot of people online were talking about or asking is, hey, how is Doom that powerful? Are they nerfing Thor? And I think, I don't think so. And I think what a lot of people are missing there, he didn't stop Stormbreaker because he's stronger than Thor.
Correct.
If you notice, so they get a real good close up here, and he holds his fingers up, right? Stops Stormbreaker, but there's also all this lightning and shit that's actually curving, like it stops almost like there's a force field there. So Doom has magic built into his suit. I would assume he's stopping him because there's some type of protection spell, something that he's not stopping him because he's that much stronger than Stormbreaker.
Right.
There's, if you notice, those, whatever you call them, those fucking nipples, right? They look like runes. So I would assume he's got all kinds of spells and shit built into his suit already. This is not, Doom who became Doom last week.
Right.
This is Doom who's perfected the suit, the magic. He's here ready for war, dude. Another thing we saw at the Comic-Con, Adrian, was they had this kind of set with the different costumes and shit from the movie, right? He had Cyclops, his X-Men shit in there, all kinds of stuff. They showed a suit for a Latvian witch. So we've heard some, rumors about Doom having a whole fucking team of people, right? They had this, it was green the first day, so it just looked like a female's version of a Doom mask. And armor very similar to Doom's, and then this green cloth. And then each day they changed the color of the cloth. They had a green one, they had like a reddish orange one, a fucking purple one. So they're teasing that, maybe, and it did say Latvian witch right under it. Now we know Doom's got a history with witches. His mom was a witch, right? Yeah. Cynthia Von Doom. And then there is a connection with Scarlet Witch in the comics where Doom takes in a Scarlet Witch who has like amnesia, and because she has access to the life force because of what she did in House of M, he brings her into Latveria, makes her his wife and all this stuff, makes her fall in love with him just so he could drain her power, her life force.
Right.
So I say all that to say, I do think there's more than just Doom on Doom's side. You agree with that?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like, he's got some people on his team we just ain't seen yet.
Well, not only that, but when it comes to Doom and his powers and stuff like that. So when you think about like Captain America, he has a peak gymnast's physique and performance and all this kind of stuff. Spider-Man, he has all these powers and stuff, but they have a unique fighting style based on the combination of what they can do and their abilities. Well, Doom, he has the mind of pretty much kind of Reed Richards, right? Super genius. Then he has the mechanical stuff. Think Tony Stark with his, and a lot of people don't really think about his armor. His armor is just badass all by itself, right? So he's got the technology that's involved, and then he has the magic.
Right.
So that creates a special kind of offensive, defensive capability of Doom that doesn't exist across anybody else because you're combining all three of those types of things. And people don't think about that. They think, his armor by itself. They think about Doom's genius by itself. They think about Doom's magic, which he doesn't really even show a lot of.
Correct.
But they don't think about how you can take, like he's taken magic to enhance his technology, right? That's unique to Doom. So all of that shit puts him in a whole category by himself.
Yes. So Doom's in a league by his motherfucking self is what you're saying, Adrian.
Exactly.
I think, the way he handles the magic, he's turned magic into code and built it into his suit. So in Marvel lore, if you want to use magic, you got to say some spell shit out loud, right? Like, oh my God. I think you got to do that 12 times. You got to do some weird shit with your hands, wax on, wax off, right? There's a handful of things you have to do to conjure up a spell. We talked about this with Wanda. Wanda's a witch in the MCU that does not have to say it. She don't have to say shit.
Right.
She can just fucking think it and all of a sudden your head explodes.
Right.
Doctor Strange can't even do that. Doom is kind of a cross between the two. He can't think it, but he's built his suit. He's built these algorithms into his suit with magic where he kind of can think it. He's got a heads-up display too. It's not just like he ain't, it's his suit's not fucking King Arthur cosplay, bro. It's tech in there. It looks like there isn't, but there is. He could, at the blink of an eye, fucking have a spell. He's got speakers in his suit, dude, that play whatever, incantation he's supposed to say. It plays it at the perfect frequency. So that he can conjure up these spells without him being the one saying it. A press of a button, a thought or something. So it's pretty close to Wanda.
Right.
But I mean, hers is natural. His is using tech.
And the other thing about that, the recording, is that it can say it perfectly every time.
Yes.
Regardless of, he probably has, knowing Doom, right? He's like Tony Stark. He's got some unconscious self-defense mechanisms and shit too.
Yeah.
So he can, like, if he becomes unconscious, like with Tony Stark, his shit like just locks down, creates an electrical field, things like that. Batman has that too, right? He can probably have like a incantation kick off.
Right.
If he becomes unconscious, that'll teleport him to where the fuck he wants to go. So there's a lot of stuff. But then again, that's that unique mind, tech,
right,
magic combination that's unique to Doom.
It's a total package, dude. No Diddy. So basically, Adrian, the prediction I have, or the resolution I came to after watching this trailer, is the Avengers, the new Avengers, the fucking all of the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, the X-Men, they're fucked.
Right.
They're fucked in Doomsday. They're not especially this crew that, I mean, did you see the crew of Avengers we have?
Yeah.
We got the fucking Fat Red Guardian. Oh, you know who's going to save us against Doom? Yelena.
Right.
With her little fucking batons and shit. That's who we got. We got, Falcon America, or Captain Falcon over here. We got Steve Rogers. Everyone's hung up on the Steve Rogers thing. They think because his eyes were a little dark, because he's aged, believe it or not, he's fucking 10 years older from, the last time we did this. People are saying it looks like he's evil Steve. He's Captain Hydra. Did you get that vibe from the trailer at all?
I got a dad Steve Rogers showed up on the scene. Right?
That's a good way to put it.
Hey, how can I help?
Right.
out?
Yeah, y'all cutting the lawn today? Or what are we doing? We going to Home Depot?
Yeah, exactly. It was this fucking this other different character. I didn't get that at all. No.
I mean, is it a possibility? Sure, but I'm probably like, dude, on a scale from 1 to 10, that's like a 2 happening for me.
Right.
Notice we got the Hulk attire on, Adrian.
Yep.
You feeling hulked up today?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Well, what I wasn't feeling is DC'd up.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Yes. We are going to talk about Clayface in a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, which that I got some mixed feelings about that. Nothing we're going to talk about later. So we got the Hulk stuff on. Spider-Man Brand New Day drops this week. It's crazy, dude, right? I feel like we've been talking about this movie for 10 years.
Yep. And now it's here.
Yeah. Literally a couple days.
And Christmas is literally the next day.
Yes, the next week, yeah. But Hulk will be back. You know who else is coming back to the MCU, Adrian? I'm going to give you 2 names, okay? I'm going to give you 2 names here, okay? T'Challa and Ryan Gosling.
All right.
Okay? Those 2 names. Do you think there's any connection between the 2 of them?
Ryan Gosling and what?
T'Challa.
There is no.
Okay.
It should not be. It should not be ever.
Yeah.
Ever. But
Ryan Gosling is playing the new Black Panther.
Yeah. No, I don't believe that at all.
I'm just kidding. That's not the case. But here's the thing: both of these 2 are going to be in the MCU. So. Ryan Gosling is actually starring in a movie in the MCU 2028. It was announced this weekend at Hall H. Ghost Rider.
Okay.
MCU's bringing Ghost Rider, or Marvel's bringing Ghost Rider to the MCU. Dude.
Okay.
How do you feel about that?
I'm good with that.
You're a Ghost Rider fan?
I mean, I don't dismiss him.
Okay.
He's one of those characters. We did a hidden gem on it. He's one of those characters that. Definitely powerful.
Yep.
Stare down Galactus. Since Squirrel Girl, I found out that Squirrel Girl kicked Galactus' ass. I'm like kind of thinking,
Galactus, you a bitch.
He's a bitch, right? So, but definitely a very powerful character.
Yeah.
And so much more powerful than what he was portrayed by the Nick Cage.
Yeah.
But I'm not shitting on it either, because it was what it was at the time
what we had,
that it was, right?
Yeah. It's funny you say that. I've gone back and I'm rewatching the Fox X-Men movies right now, because I feel like, and I have a list today, Adrian, of what I think everybody should watch before Doomsday. And this is not, I have no inside information as to why I think you should watch these things outside of I'm using my motherfucking brain. But I'm rewatching the X-Men movies, and I feel very similar to how you just described the original Ghost Rider movies. They were what we had at the time. They weren't perfect. They weren't amazing. They were good. Did they fully nail the tone and the feel of the X-Men? No. But they weren't horrible movies. I think, I am victim of the same thing I talk to these idiots out there about, the ABCs, as we used to call them. Sometimes we look back at movies through a different lens. You almost forget. And also, the MCU, I think, because of how awesome it has been as a whole, it will make you think those other movies were worse than they were, if that makes sense.
Right.
You know, because you're like, oh, I got fucking Captain America, Iron Man, all this shit. Oh, we had fucking Nick Cage's, shitty CGI Ghostface. But it was what we had. It wasn't that bad. But the Ghost Rider character, I keep saying Ghostface, the Ghost Rider character coming to the MCU, I think that is a good thing. And now with Ghost Rider, there's several different Ghost Riders, right? We don't know which one he's going to be playing.
True.
You got Johnny Blaze is like the original. You got
he's not even the original, right? No, there's several different types. Then of course you got the different universes, things like that. But he's not the first one.
Oh, okay. I know we did a segment, or you did a hidden gem, I think, on the different versions. But so
there's been Ghost Riders since before.
True.
So think Western Ghost Riders and shit.
So
because Ghost Rider is like kind of like the Phoenix. It's like a spirit.
Right.
So
who knows which one he's going to be playing? But the let's see, do we have a date for that? I don't think so. They said 2028. So, and it will not be Nick Cage. Another thing that was announced, Adrian, is another movie for 2028. This movie is scheduled for December 15th of 2028. Seems like a long time ago, but just like we are talking about Spider-Man and Doomsday coming up in a few months. I mean, when we first heard about those movies, it was like 2 years ago.
Right.
So you blink your fucking eye, dude, you'll be in the theater watching Ghost Rider. December 15th, though, we're going to go back to Wakanda, Adrian. Black Panther 3 has been announced.
Okay.
And I mentioned T'Challa. Okay. This is either going to leave you excited or... Nah, I think you're going to like this. I think you're going to like this. I don't think you're going to love it, though. I think you're going to like it. Because you and I are big, we've been pushing hard. We've been protesting here for 3 years.
Right.
About bringing T'Challa back. Right. Now, I think that the idea of recasting, the 616 T'Challa, that ship has sailed. Obviously, they're not going to do that. They did introduce the son of T'Challa in some of these post-credit scenes, right?
Yep.
And we believe that with Secret Wars, there's going to be some type of reset in the MCU. Could be some type of time jump, maybe, possibly. Okay. So I do know this from the San Diego Comic-Con. Marvel did announce that we will have an adult T'Challa in Black Panther 3. It's going to be played by this fella named David Jonsson. David Jonsson was in Alien Romulus and The Long Walk. Do you know who this fella is?
No.
Let me. We're gonna pull him up right now. Oh, they didn't race swap him, so that's good. All right, here he is, right here. This is. Oh, you know what? Put the laptop shut on real quick. Let's show everybody. Boom. All right, this is David Jonsson, younger kid, probably in his 20s. So he's supposed to be playing. Well, not supposed to be. He is playing an aged up T'Challa Jr. in Black Panther 3.
Okay.
How do you feel about this news, Adrian?
Is he playing T'Challa?
Yes and no. He's playing T'Challa the second. The kid that we saw he's that kid aged up. So he will be a T'Challa.
No.
You don't like it?
No.
Is it better than having Shuri?
Well, I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, it's what we got.
It is what we got, yeah.
So I don't know if introducing his cast gonna, but it's not, because this is the T'Challa Jr. It's not the Black Panther who has eaten the herb,
right,
and has inherited all the powers and the memories and the fighting styles and the dictatorship and all that other kind of bullshit. It's a whole different thing.
Yes.
Then so I it doesn't excite me.
Okay.
What does make me happy is he's not white.
Yeah.
So
that part, yeah.
That's the only thing I can really say about it.
Okay. I think I like it for this reason. If we're definitely going to get a Black Panther 3, which we know we are, I'd much rather have some fucking type of T'Challa in there versus Shuri being the Black Panther.
Right.
I don't think Shuri as Black Panther works without T'Challa.
Right.
In the comics, and I'm sure there's somewhere, I'm no fucking expert here, but when I've seen Shuri as Black Panther, there were two Black Panthers. It was T'Challa and Shuri.
Sure.
And I just don't think our MCU version of Shuri was built up enough to be that Black Panther. It's almost like we could have had a couple movies in between because she was so anti being Black Panther at first. But I like it for that. I like it for, if we're going to get a third Black Panther movie, let's move away from Shuri, being, actually that dude's 32 years old. He looks like he's fucking 12.
Is he?
Yeah. Jonsson. Shit. Yeah. David Johnson's his name. He's 32.
What happened to the other two or three guys that were supposed to be playing Black Panther?
Oh, Damson Idris or something. Who knows? I mean, there was all rumors and they never confirmed any of that. So, and this is the movie that Denzel Washington is going to be in as well, probably playing some elder,
That means nothing to me.
You don't like Denzel?
I haven't seen him as a comic book character. So, I love Denzel as an actor.
Yeah.
But it's just certain things I don't see certain people in.
Okay.
And like fucking Tatum.
Oh yeah, what is
Channing Tatum? I don't see him as a comic book character, even though in that movie where he with Miley, whatever.
Yeah.
About the fucking, he's playing like a half wolf or some shit. That was cool.
Okay.
It's just certain people in certain roles. I just I would have to see it.
Okay.
In order to convince me. I just don't be. I'm not just like, oh, that. Like the kid Anthony Starr. Ooh, instant Wolverine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Taylor Swift. Fucking
Dazzler.
No,
Ivy. Oh no, yeah, you want Ivy. Yeah.
Yeah, Ivy. So I just see certain people as certain things, and other people, it's not that I cannot see them as that. So and I don't see Denzel as any kind of, I'm not saying he can't be in the movie as like an elder, something like that, but popping around, like actually being a character.
Yeah.
No.
But so are you saying he could pull off an elder Wakanda?
Sure. Like a elder sitting on fucking things or whatever.
You don't have to lose that New York accent though, because Denzel has. As soon as he talks, you're like, oh, you're from New York. We got you.
All right. No, that's the reason right there. You know why not to cast him, because he's going to sound like Denzel. I mean, everybody's going to see him as Denzel.
It's a dude. This guy's a dude playing another dude.
Come on, man.
I don't know. I'm a huge Denzel fan, so getting to see him in anything, I'm a fan of. It's going to be interesting. I think he can pull it off, but he can't just show up as Denzel from, fucking American Gangster or something.
Sure.
Like, we don't want to see Training Day Denzel, dude. We got to see, in this fucking role.
I'm sure whatever role he gets cast as, he will pull it off.
Yeah.
I just cannot, and I can see him as everything, literally, like I said, except a superhero character.
Yeah.
There is no character that comes to mind where superhero character or supervillain character. There's no comic book character that comes to mind where I can see Denzel playing. In my mind.
Yeah.
In my mind.
Okay.
But an elder, something like that, kind of like what he did in Gladiator. That kind of thing.
Okay. How was you obviously haven't seen any of the Gladiator movies.
I didn't like the movie itself, but I think Denzel, did a phenomenal job, in the movie. And I'll leave it at that.
Okay. All right, I gotta ask you a question, AJ, because you're big on, no race swap, no none of this. And
no race swap, no gender swap, keep your fucking political shit to yourself. Unless it's a political thing.
Sure. So you mentioned about Denzel being in Gladiator.
Yep.
He's obviously a black dude in where the fuck does it take place? Greece.
Yep. Somewhere.
Yep. A lot of people are having issues with this Odyssey movie, Christopher Nolan's movie, because of similar things like, oh, you got, Travis Scott is in there playing so-and-so. People didn't look like Travis Scott in this area in that time. How do you feel about things like what Nolan did was he definitely he did some race swapping.
Sure.
He's got
but did he though? Well, go ahead.
We don't know. We don't know.
Okay.
But if we're saying, hey, based off of these stories told of this period, they described so and so to look like this, and we changed it. Like Lupita is in there playing one of the princesses queen. I'm gonna fuck it all up. So hey, you don't know? No, I don't know the Odyssey. No, I don't at all. But I do know that was causing some, I guess, critique from fans. Do you think that in a movie like that, they should apply or they should stick to kind of our rules like we have for comics? Or do you think for a movie like that, because to your point, we really don't fucking know, does it matter? Would it bother you?
It absolutely matters.
Okay.
So Superman, white, always been white male, right? Yep. I got it. You got me.
Okay.
I accept it. Batman, white dude. T'Challa, black dude.
Sure.
Right? Wonder Woman, white woman.
Yep.
On and on and on and on. Mm-hmm. Captain America, white dude. Iron Man, white dude.
And I would even extend it to, okay, Superman, brown hair. We don't want to see a blonde hair, blue-eyed Superman, right?
Correct.
We shouldn't see that.
No. So, but what do they have in common? They're fucking fictional people.
Correct.
They're made up. They could be whatever you want them to be, except don't fucking change them. Right?
Right.
They've been this way for 50 years, 75 years, whatever. Why now you're going to have them doing all this other crazy stuff? Now, when it comes to historical stuff, so let me explain something to you, Planet. Black people are everywhere.
Yes.
Everywhere. Just because you choose to carve them out, and I'm going to get into that a little bit in hidden in other stuff. Hidden stuff. Other stuff. Black people were everywhere.
Yeah.
The Moors, everywhere. Just because, okay, so if you look at all the early movies about Egypt, okay, Egypt is where?
Africa.
So, let me see. Come on, dog.
Was there more people that look like me or you there? What are you getting at?
I am thinking.
Probably closer to you?
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's fair.
So, if you look at these early movies like Ben-Hur and the fucking Elizabeth Taylor movies, they whitewashed everything.
Yep.
The only black people in there were the same typecast as the same thing they've always been. Slaves, right? Yep. But what is probably reality? So what I'm saying is Denzel being in the movie is like a correction almost.
Okay.
But people are they're outraged with the fact that they think that, wait a minute, so white people were everywhere? I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. Just like they're mad. So you're talking about the Odyssey. And that was supposed to be based off of some kind of even semi-historical shit.
Correct. Yeah, it was pretty much a story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, shit like Middle Earth, those kind of movies. I can't think of the name.
Godzilla's and all that?
Not Godzilla.
Oh, Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings and shit like that. Oh my God, dude. When they came out with black elves and shit, people lost their fucking mind.
I'm serious.
Yeah. It's like, it's fucking fiction. Right. You can make
those
whatever
elves
you want
are not
to.
Black. Yeah.
Right. It's like they want to erase anything that black people participated in. God forbid they actually created something, right? They want to erase all that shit. So they've been trickling in these things for decades and decades and decades, and people just can't wrap their mind around the fact that, hey, black people are everywhere.
Okay.
So just fucking get over it.
Sure. That makes sense. So I've not seen the Odyssey yet. Have you?
No, I have not.
But so with the Odyssey, that shit don't bother you at all. Makes sense.
No.
And it's so fucked up anyways. Who cares?
Right.
Okay.
I mean, it's a story.
Yeah.
The Bible. It's a story.
Right. Yeah, it's a fiction. It's a comic book with no pictures because they got to change, If you had pictures, then you'd be like, oh, look, he actually was black. But if you had no pictures, you can just change certain shit in the writing.
I mean, look at the description, what they said, because Noah, if I'm remembering correctly, fact check.
Yeah, fact check this.
They talked about how his hair was, I think Noah was like an albino fucking black dude.
Okay.
His hair was that, but the skin was light and so on. It's different depictions of. But of course, they whitewash all that shit.
But isn't the description of Jesus too, like the way they describe his hair, like they don't describe him like a white person.
Right. Again, if you look at white people, how they categorize white people is even so much different than, even if they were Arabic.
Right.
Right. It's still not a white person. It's not like a blue-eyed fucking, flowing hair fucking white dude.
Ryan Gosling.
Right. So anyway, it's just that we've been like, even the Indians, they talking about, so your boy, was it Rockefeller? No, not Rockefeller.
JP Morgan,
the other right? Asshole, commissioned a photographer to go around, and all the early depictions of Indians that we see, fucking fake.
Yeah.
Fact check. Yeah. All that shit, dude. It's just like they wanted to narrate what people saw. He commissioned like 40,000 images of Native Americans. They're black.
Right.
They're black, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, but they make up this narrative and they've been pushing it for fucking hundreds of years or whatever. So they make people, now you can't even get that out of your head.
Right.
So your question was, do I have a problem? So historical stuff, bring the black people in, because trust me, they was everywhere.
Okay. Makes sense.
You know, most of you fucking people that hate black people, your parents were probably suckling on some black woman's nipples and shit because your fucking parents didn't give a fuck about you.
Correct. Yeah.
They was like, get the fuck away from me.
Yep.
All right? Because you want to go out and count your slaves or some bullshit, right? So, you know, your nurse, you literally have the milk of a black slave running through your fucking veins,
right.
But you hate everybody. How can you do that? How can you do that? So historical stuff. Let's look at the facts.
Yeah.
Right. You made some shit up, comic books. I don't give. Make it whatever you want to, but stick to what you originally created.
Right.
Don't gender swap. I don't have any problem with women, but don't make fucking now you got like a Captain Peg Carter.
Yeah.
A different variant of Captain. Cool.
Yeah.
But Peg Carter becoming Captain America? No.
Yeah, don't make that the main
Sam
one.
Wilson becoming Captain America? No. That's bullshit, right? Yeah. You know, we got a black Superman? No. You got a different variant from another universe? Cool.
Sure.
Leave what it is alone. Make that person, make that character awesome.
Yeah.
Right? Stop fucking around with all this bullshit because all this shit that like what's his name? Bo DeMayo is doing, that's like close.
It's too much.
It's a trend.
Yeah.
It's a trend right now.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And then it's just going to go away. And then it's going to be something else. But then you dilute and transform the character along the way. And you end up with this product that, and you're wondering why it's not fucking selling. It's bullshit.
Well, if you like that, check out other stuff. That's a small sample, Adrian, of the stuff we talk about on other stuff. You can get access to that. It's on Spotify. It's on YouTube. It's all of $4.99 a month. That podcast drops every Wednesday. Me and Adrian are back here, fucking doing it again. It's just a little more conspiracy on that one.
Couple comments about other stuff, right? One, have Wikipedia open because you're gonna have to fucking fact. You're gonna have to fact check literally every other word.
Only, yes.
If it's not a it was,
right.
Whatever, you're gonna the words fucking fact check them.
Yes.
Also, be prepared to be fucking pissed off, excited, or whatever. Whatever you show up, you're gonna go through those emotions. So Wikipedia.
There you go.
Emotions.
One more news article before we move on. So Clayface trailer. You texted me the other day, Adrian, about Clayface trailer.
Yep.
And we haven't talked about it yet. You just asked me if I saw it. I said yes. And then we kind of, we keep our comic discussions minimal throughout the week, right?
Yes.
So we see each other several times throughout a week. And we try not to spoil what we're going to discuss here because I like our reactions to be organic, you know?
Sure.
So Clayface trailer. I'm assuming, I know you pretty well. Since you texted me about it, you must have liked it.
Yeah.
Okay. Because normally you'll be like, we'll just see it. Hey, you see this? Yeah, in the hallway. You liked it enough to go, did you fucking see this shit?
Right.
What'd you like about it?
I like the introduction of how he became Clayface. I like the emotional shit that he's going through. He saw himself as this beautiful, popular person.
Yep.
And he got looks like attacked, disfigured, and he had to go through this process in order to get his beauty, thus his identity back.
Right.
So I can feel all that shit. So to me, the acting looked pretty good, right? The effects looked pretty good.
Yeah.
And through this process, I'm seeing some his face is melting and this and that. I'm like, okay, so where's the Clayface? Because Clayface can be fucking any size, all this other. But then toward the end, you see him start to go. So I was like, yes,
we're gonna get it. Yes.
We're gonna get it.
So here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you about the Clayface trailer. I'm gonna tell you everything I like about it. But I'm gonna tell you the one thing that I think is missing, and it might even ruin this movie, Adrian.
Okay.
So I agree with everything you said. I think it feels like a horror movie, right? This whole psychological element to it. I think, first of all, I think Clayface, the character in the comics, has a phenomenal origin story. You know, especially this version they're doing here with the actor. It's great. It's a like you said, an actor. His face is everything. His looks are. I mean, they don't cast ugly people in movies, you know, to be stars, right? They're usually extras.
They have been like in the last 10 to 15 years. Trust me, dude.
Yeah, I guess they get ugly. Yeah, but they're not. I mean, listen, dude. They take, you know, it's the Leonardos, the Matt Damons, the Salma Hayek. Those are the ones. Those. I mean, it's why we had Halle Berry as Storm, right? So his face is damaged to the point where it's going to ruin his career, and he goes. I think a lot of it is very analogous to Hollywood in the first place. As these actors age and stuff, what do? They get more plastic surgery, right? Because you know, you're 80, but you want to look like you did when you were 30.
Right.
So he's going through some of that where if I lose my face, I lose everything about me. And he starts to abuse this drug that eventually turns him into this fucking monster. So I think it's a phenomenal story. It looks like they're doing a great job. Kind of walking that line of a full-blown horror movie. I mean, it's a rated R movie. I think this is going to be the closest thing to a horror movie that we've had in the comic book world, right? But the one thing that it's missing, and I'm telling you it's going to be an issue. You got Clayface, Adrian. It's DC. It's Gotham, right?
Yeah.
Where the fuck is Batman? And you're like, oh, you just want to shit on DC. No. I want to see this movie. I think this movie is going to be good. Is this movie going to do well? I don't think so. I don't think that you can. They've proven to us that movies about villains without that villain's hero do not attract the masses.
Are they trying to make Clayface separate from Batman, or are they just introducing Clayface for a future Batman interaction? Because I don't think it would be fair, because someone as complex as Clayface, I don't think you can do a 7-minute intro in a Batman movie and make it fair. Because he's awesome, right? His power set is awesome. And I think it would be unfair to kind of like, just kind of blow through that kind of bullshit, right?
Okay.
I'm just saying.
So, now, could we not just have Batman in the movie? Like, it don't need to be a Batman movie. It's a Clayface movie, but I don't think we should have a Clayface movie and not acknowledge that that's Batman City.
So should we do like at the end and have like a Batman fucking spotlight? You know,
I would say a little more. I think we should see by the end of the movie he gets on Batman's radar. Okay. Because in the beginning he's not going to be on Batman's radar. He's a movie star. Batman don't give a shit.
Right.
But I just, this whole disconnected, I don't think it works. It did not work for those Spider-Man movies without Spider-Man. The 3 Venom shitty-ass movies, Morbius, fucking Madam Web, Kraven the Hunter. Sure. I mean, miss after miss after miss after miss. And even the ones that were okay, you're like, where the fuck is Spider-Man? Why am I seeing Venom on my screen, but I don't see Spider-Man?
I get it.
Right?
I get it, yeah.
Why the fuck is Morbius here without Spider-Man? Why is Madam Web here? They're about the Peter Parker's in the stomach of the fucking pregnant lady, but we can't say his name.
Right.
Come on. Stop. So I'm excited for it. I know it probably doesn't sound that way. I am excited. I think this movie looks fucking awesome.
Right.
But I know I'm gonna leave just like I left the Joker movie, just like I left these other fucking movies, and go, where was Batman? Where was Spider-Man? It'd be like having a fucking Mandarin movie, but there's no Iron Man.
Well, first of all, get fucking Mandarin right.
yeah, try that.
I mean, it's cool that they introduced this guy and he's like going on to make other movies and stuff, right? But you know, let's make a movie about the fucking the woman in Venom. That's the shop owner. Yeah. Well, we almost did that in the last Venom, right?
Pretty much.
Last Dance or whatever.
Yep.
You know, let's make a movie about the Secret Service agent in Avengers, right? Let's just make movies about like the janitors and shit in these Marvel comics, right?
Yep, make the fucking mailman. You know,
there you go.
Just follow him around as he delivers to the different Avengers. You know, but yes, I did like the trailer. It's giving me. It reminds me a little bit of The Substance, right? Like that gross kind of body horror. Like it's fucking gross, but you can't look away when he's stretching the skin out. It's fucking nasty, dude.
Hey.
When he's on the airplane, fucking cutting the eyes.
Right.
That's crazy.
I mean, it's like a fart, right? It's fucking foul.
Yeah.
But people fart and they grossed out by the smell, but they're also laughing through it too.
Right. I got you. Yeah.
So you not only hear it funny, but now you're ingesting it.
Yes.
Because smell is nothing but atomized particles of something, right? Like when you get sprayed by a skunk, you smell it, you can kind of see it, but it lands in you. It's like, that's wye you got to fucking have ventilation and close your doors when you take a shit in the bathroom because it ends up on your toothbrush, your fucking bread, and your grapes, all kinds of shit.
Right, yeah, you don't want shit on your grapes, Adrian. Be a bad fucking day with shit on your grapes. Anyways, but yes, I'm looking forward to Clayface. We'll see that, I don't know, a couple months. Comes out soon. All right, what I want to talk about, before we get into the X-Men, Adrian, one of the things that people keep saying online is that Doom is going to be a Tony Stark variant because it happens in the comics. Read a comic, Mike. And unfortunately for you all that say that, I do read a comic, Adrian. And I've read some comics, and I've been yet to find a comic where there is a Dr. Doom that is a Tony Stark variant. There are two comics that are, one's a what if comic and one's a little mini series that people are referring to when they make this claim. So I decided to do the work for everybody since they're fucking lazy and stupid. And I'm gonna
wait a minute. Are you saying that they're stupid people? Come on, Mike. Yes or no?
Possibly, yes. I'm saying
it's not a yes or no, but
I'm saying
I'll take
yes.
it.
There is. I've seen them out there. Unfortunately, I drive around them on my way here every day. So I'm gonna clear up some of this confusion because there are two comic stories that people always point to where they do involve Doom and Tony, but they are not what people are making them out to be. And I also, one thing I do believe with everything in me, there's no fucking way that Marvel Studios is building up this story to do one of these because these comics are fucking silly.
Saying that Doom and saying Victor and Tony, thus Dr. Doom and and Iron Man is the same or similar is like saying Reed and Plastic Man is the same person.
Right.
Just because they can fucking stretch.
Sure.
They're not the same people. Just because they have armor and smart, they're not the same people.
Well, they have a lot of similarities.
Sure.
But doesn't mean, and also the bigger point is, I've never seen one where he's a variant of the other one.
Right.
So the question, was Dr. Doom ever a Tony Stark variant in the comics? No. I'm going to tell you about two instances that people refer to, and then I guess you let me know, Adrian, if either one of these would classify as a variant to you, okay?
Got it.
So the first one is a comic from 2010. Read a comic. It's a what-if comic. So right off the bat, it's a what-if comic.
Okay.
Right? Like you mentioned the Peggy Carter captain. Right. That's a what-if scenario. It's titled Demon in an Armor, Adrian. So we all know, most of us do, maybe not all of us, that the Dr. Doom real origin is he meets Reed Richards in college, right? It's his fucking roommate. He hates him. The machine blows up, scars his face. He blames Reed, yada, yada, yada. In this comic, this what-if comic, instead of Doom meeting Reed at Empire State University, you know who he rooms up with? Motherfucking Tony Stark. And guess what? Victor is disgusted by Tony Stark. Is that a shocker?
No.
I mean, Tony's arrogant. I mean, you talking about college Tony, too.
Right.
He's an arrogant playboy. He skates by on his inherited wealth, right? And Victor is a guy who had to claw himself out of poverty, right? He was discovered, like he's making all this tech and shit in Latveria, and the recruiters from Empire State University find out, and they're like, bro, come to our school. You're a genius.
Right.
So he can't stand Tony. But what he decides to do is build a mind transfer machine, okay? And he tricks Tony into testing it, and he swaps their consciousness.
Of course.
So you ever seen that movie, The Freaky Friday or whatever? You wake up in the other person's body?
Yeah.
That's exactly what this is. This comic is a Marvel Freaky Friday, okay? So Victor tricks them. They swap bodies. So it's a body swap story. And Victor uses his new identity as Stark to get Doom expelled from school and sent back to Latveria, thrown in prison.
Damn.
Yes. So Victor knows he's in Tony's body, and Tony is in Victor's body, but he has amnesia. He doesn't know that he's Tony. So, Victor got the upper hand. He gets rid of this Doom, and he's now living his life as Tony Stark. He takes over his whole enterprise. Now, Tony is in Doom's body, trapped in Latveria, no memories, and he's a disgrace because of how, Doom framed him. And then Tony's genius kicks in, though. He builds a Dr. Doom suit that is gold and red. It looks fucking ridiculous. He takes over Latveria, but he does it with pure and honorable intentions because it's Tony Stark. It's not Doom. Victor uses Tony's money, his body. He then builds his Christmas tree-looking fucking Iron Man suit, green and silver. It's crazy how, the colors look great on Doom suit, but you put it on Iron Man, it looks like a fucking flying candy cane or something. Right. And he becomes this ruthless corporate dictator under Tony's name. Eventually, they clash. It's a big old fight. Oh, my God, armor versus armor, yada, yada, yada. So when I explain that to you, Adrian, would that be a Tony Stark variant?
No.
That's a fucking body swap.
Right.
Be like, if we swapped our consciousness age, I'm not an Adrian variant.
No.
I just would be taking over your mind. You take over mine, We could actually be doing that right now. They wouldn't even know.
Right.
But we're not. So that's not a variant. All right. The other one they referred to. You ever heard of a comic? Read a comic. Infamous Iron Man from 2016?
No.
Okay, well, I'm telling you all about it, and you're going to tell me if I'm fucking wrong here. All right? So this infamous Iron Man comic takes place in the main Marvel continuity. All right, so we're a little better here. It's not a what if. Following the events of Civil War II. You know what happens in Civil War II? Tony Stark's body is destroyed, and he's left in this permanent coma. He pretty much was dead. But it's comics. Only Uncle Ben really dies.
Sure.
But he was dead. Earth has no Iron Man, okay? Victor Von Doom just got out of the Secret Wars event. So if you remember in Secret Wars, at the very, very end, when Reed, Molecule Man, Franklin, and his little team of baby geniuses rebuild the multiverse, he actually cures Doom's face. He puts him back, he fixes his face. He looks like, young, good-looking Doom again, right? So Doom's kind of healed in a way. But then he's having, because he's Doom, he's having this existential crisis. He realizes that trying to conquer the world like he did in Secret Wars never actually made him happy. Imagine that. So he decides, you know what? I want to try to be a good guy. Tony's gone. He walks into Tony's lab, steals the suit, pretty much, infuses it with magic. He starts flying around the world as Iron Man, stopping villains, saving people. Nobody trusts him. The Avengers, Thing, S.H.I.E.L.D., all these motherfuckers hunt him down. He also fights a backup AI hologram of Tony Stark at some point. The AI's pissed that Doom took over the suit,
Damn.
But then he does fight off the Maker, the villain, or the evil Reed Richards version, and Mephisto. So it does kind of cement this, Doom is good here. But Dr. Doom stealing a Iron Man suit, is that a Tony Stark variant?
No.
Okay, so we're 0 for 2 is what we're saying.
So you drive a cab.
Yeah.
You go away. I take over your cab.
Yep.
And I'm driving your cab. That doesn't make me you.
Right.
I'm just driving your fucking cab.
You're not a Mike variant.
Right.
You just fucking you stole my car,
Well, I didn't steal
You
it.
steal.
Oh, yeah.
But if you did,
what is that? Black man is stealing?
Of course.
Finds a car on the side of the road with the keys in it, and all of a sudden he stole some shit.
That's how it happens, dude. They told me black people steal. They told me a long time ago.
Yeah. They still perpetuating that lie.
But if a car went stolen, if I leave here today and my car's not in the parking lot, okay?
Right. Well, I didn't do it.
You didn't do it.
And we're not in a black neighborhood.
True.
So therefore.
All right. But let's say it gets stolen, right?
Yeah.
The person driving my car is not me.
Exactly.
Whoever the fuck it is, you're not a Mike variant. You're a fucking thief. You're a car thief.
Correct.
So Doom, you were a fucking suit thief. You weren't a Tony Stark variant.
Yep.
So 0 for 2. So before you quote those fucking comics in my comments and say this is when he was a Tony Stark variant, I would challenge you to read a comic because he was not a fucking Tony Stark variant.
Right.
And his these stories are kind of silly. I mean, not so much the Doom stealing the suit one, but the body swap what if? Right. That's silly shit. Fucking kids shit.
Right. That's why it's what if.
Right.
All that shit's silly.
So you think that Kevin Feige, Marvel Studios, all the, they got millions and millions and millions of dollars in this, right? Frankly, they got millions tied up. They're going to build up to a fucking body swap story?
Right.
Seriously?
Yeah.
You think they're that stupid? You think would that go over well in the cinema, you think, Adrian?
No, not at all.
Imagine walking out of that. Motherfuckers would be pissed.
Yeah.
The fucking Freaky Friday bullshit without Jamie Lee Curtis. What the fuck is going on here? Or whoever was in that movie. So, no, it's not happening. I mean, we knew it wasn't happening, but now we know it's not happening even more than it wasn't happening before. All right, moving on. X-Men. Dude, I am so... I love this show. I do. It's phenomenal.
Sure.
It's not perfect, though. And this episode was phenomenal and not perfect.
Sure.
I'm going to get to the shit that pissed me the fuck off first, Right off the bat. Fucking Chuck fucking around in the danger room, doing therapy, reliving Magnus's death. So in this show, I'm gonna try to be as nice about this as I can, okay? Charles and Magnus seem to have a relationship that is a lot closer than any relationship we've ever seen them have anywhere else before. Is that a fair statement?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Because my wife was sitting next to me while I'm watching this, and she's like, literally not trying to be funny. She's like, were they like in a relationship? I'm like, no. She's like, well, then why is he so like, I get it. They have a close dynamic.
Sure.
And this is makes me pissed off even more at Charles Xavier here. Because he's like enemy of mine now.
Sure.
What
you got against disabled people?
No, just him. Just him. Not
he's disabled, isn't he?
Yeah, but that's not why I like. It's actually one of the things I like about him. Everything else I don't. This motherfucker has been running this X-Men team as a damn military for years. His students have died. Right? He's led kids out there that have died on his watch.
Yep.
And he wasn't this fucking upset about any of those.
Right.
Magneto, if you pay attention to the animated series, just a few years ago, these two are trying to kill each other. I'm not saying don't be sad, but my man's like, I don't know how to live. I'm not even worried about Apocalypse right now.
Right.
I don't know how to live without Magnus. The fuck are we doing?
And he's got his pain on repeat in the danger room.
Yeah.
So he can just sit there and watch Magnus get killed over and over.
Oh, he's fucking army crawling on the floor. Right. Like, the fuck?
I mean, I've never seen that much effort out of him in any comic.
No.
Ever.
Never.
In and out of the chair.
No. Hey, remember in the Fox X-Men movies when Phoenix kills Xavier? Magneto's right there. He's like, damn, that sucks. And fucking walks out, right? Like, I mean, you definitely could tell in I don't remember the script verbatim, but in things that he said, he even said something, he shut down Pyro because Pyro was talking shit. And he was like, dude, fucking, that guy's done more for mutants than you could ever think of. So you could tell that he felt it, but he's got a bigger mission, right? And that's kind of my thing. I'm partly jokingly. I think it's stupid. I know what they're insinuating. I get it, Bodemeo. I get it. Okay, according to you, everybody's secretly gay. Whatever. But you have this guy who is at the center, or not the center, at the forefront of this team that's supposed to be preventing this attack from Apocalypse. Like, the whole reason Magnus is dead is he fucked with Apocalypse.
Right.
Now that motherfucker is in your timeline about to wreck shit, and you're busy playing digital fucking therapy in the danger room. Magnus, oh my Magnus. So that pissed me to fuck off in this episode.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But the good thing about X-Men 97 is the same thing that I've kind of said is the reason they're not perfect. They do move through shit quick. And we did see some awesome things in this episode.
Yep.
And a lot of it was based around one character by the name of Polaris. Polaris is a fucking powerhouse, dude.
Right.
I mean, they kick her out of the other team, was the X Factor, because she was doing too much.
Right.
And she is Magneto's daughter. And we got to see how her power set, very similar to Magneto's power set. She's not Omega level. I think she's categorized as Alpha, but she pretty fucking close, dude.
I mean, think about this. She's not Omega level, but she's lifting and splitting in half a super tanker.
Mm-hmm.
She's lifting and flying off with a fucking super tanker. Oh, I'm just gonna take I'm lifting the tanker up out of the water, flips it over, drops everybody in the water.
Yep.
And she's flying off with this fucking thing like it's nothing.
Right.
Now, if she's not Omega level, think about what an Omega level person could do.
Correct.
I mean, we're talking about thousands of tons
mm-hmm.
that she's just lifting and just moving around like it's nothing and throwing it around.
Yep.
So imagine what an Omega level person could do with her power set.
Well, Charles is an Omega level telepath.
Apparently he is not. This bitch. I mean, I've seen nothing Omega level about anything he's done in this whole fucking series.
That's the other thing. You're Omega level telepath and you're dealing with fucking mental health issues. Like, just put a little fucking block in there like you do to everybody else and keep it moving, motherfucker.
I believe in therapists should have therapists.
Sure.
But dude, your powers, I've seen nothing.
Right.
Nothing that's Omega level about your power.
Correct. Your power set says that you shouldn't need therapy. You should be able to master this because your power here is unlimited.
Right. I mean, you stopped yourself from fucking jerking off the fucking gene. Right? Do something about this bullshit.
Or maybe he didn't.
Or maybe
that's why he's got the blanket, you know?
All right, yeah, there's that.
Also, one of the things I love about this show is they tend to give individual characters spotlights in different episodes, right? Mm-hmm. It's one story, but like the episode last week, we got to see Wolverine be a badass, right? We've seen Cyclops be a badass. We've seen Jean do her thing. Why the fuck are we watching Xavier fight?
I don't know.
I'm gonna eject myself out of this machine and fucking roll over on him. Bro, he's like 70 years old and he is nothing about his power set makes him stronger, faster. Nope. It's all here.
Right.
Why the fuck is he playing fucking super soldier? We really needed to focus on him. All the other X-Men around.
Right.
They ain't doing shit. That was a little fucking obnoxious. You know, that I thought that using Danger as a little villain here was cool. You know, sure. It feels somewhat like a dated story because we've seen so many AI evolves and attacks everybody's shit. But it's from read a comic. I know it's from a comic. It was cool. Chuck makes Storm the leader or the headmistress of X-Men. Something we've talked about here in her deep dive.
Wait a minute. So I heard that. I'm like, why isn't she just leader? Why is she headmistress?
Because it's a school. You gotta
let's get the fuck out of here.
Because when Wolverine, when what's his name was the leader, he was the headmaster. This is
Scott?
The headmaster, the headmistress. I don't fucking know. They're teasing this onslaught thing. Mm-hmm. So when Xavier was fucking around in the danger room for 3 days, he said that he thought a piece of Magnus was still going to be inside his head. No diddy. But he couldn't feel it, right? So I'm like, does that mean we're not getting onslaught? Did they just throw that in there to kind of throw us off, misguide us a little bit? Which I think is what they did. Because when Xavier and Polaris are trying to fight damage, and she basically channels Magnus, and she channels him through Xavier. So he's got a fucking piece of him in there doing something. Mm-hmm. I have a question too. Where the fuck is Wolverine?
Hold on. You ever see this cartoon? It's an old cartoon. I'm gonna say the 70s or whatever. So probably not.
Probably not.
Fritz the cat.
The little black cat with like the pointy ears. Is that Fritz the cat?
No, it's this like it's like it's almost like a porn thing.
Oh,
it's an adult, like Fritz the cat is like this fucking that dude.
Oh, this one. Okay.
Yeah. So he's always like jumping on people, like humping them and shit, right? So what I'm laughing about is when you said Magnus is in Chuck's mind, I imagine like this little piece, jumping on Chuck's brain and
fucking his bread. Yeah, probably. Well, hopefully he wasn't doing that when Polaris tapped in. But yes. My question is, where the fuck is Wolverine? And he just got his claws back, right?
Right.
Morph's here. Everyone else is here. The fuck is he doing? I don't know.
Yeah, but so he materialized in in Jean. When she did the psychic claws and Scott splintered the fucking things. That was cool.
That was cool.
That was cool.
I didn't know she could do that with her power, so I don't know if that's...
She's telepath. She can create. It's not that she can't create shapes. It's just that creating shapes isn't her thing.
Yeah.
You know, they mostly show her moving things or crushing things.
She can make constructs.
She can make constructs, absolutely.
Okay. That was cool. Cool. Because the whole point was this AI knows us and like, well, I've never done this in a danger room. Check this shit out. I thought
that was your Wolverine representation there.
But I just thought it was weird, like no reference at all. Like we just had this like a big Wolverine episode. He fucking turned into a brood, almost die, whatever. He comes back, gets his adamantium back, and he just is gone.
Well, they're still on their way back. You know, they're pouting. You know,
but Morph was here.
I don't know.
Fuck, he left his little boyfriend behind. Shit, I don't fucking know. You have the danger room. Okay, you built the danger room. This is another thing that's pissed me off about Xavier. The danger room has the ability to read your mind without your consent. Why the fuck would you build that into your own danger room?
I don't know.
It seems kind of stupid for someone who's so smart, right?
Well, if it can read your mind without your consent, then that makes his interaction with Magnus more real, right? When he creates it. So, because if he's got to think about his participation and Magnus' participation while they are interacting, then it's less real.
Right.
So if you just allow the danger room to do whatever, then hey,
which is what fucking backfired here.
Exactly.
God, you know, unbelievable.
This was just like the Wolverine episode to me, dude. It was like unnecessary. What does this have to do with fucking Apocalypse?
Right.
Fucking Polaris better show up doing some crazy shit when they interact with Apocalypse, because there's absolutely no reason for this Danger.exe episode to have existed.
Or I think maybe all right. Maybe we're missing the point here, Adrian. So
I hope so.
Last week's episode, the only reason for it was for Wolverine to get the claws back.
Correct.
Right. Now, what do we know about Wolverine's claws? They cut just about every fucking surface in Marvel Comics, right?
Sure.
All right, the bones don't. The bones break.
Right.
Magneto's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Polaris we've learned is a fucking powerhouse.
Mm-hmm.
This episode, maybe the only purpose, I say only, it's probably a couple. Number one, bring Polaris to the X-Men. Show how motherfucking powerful she is.
Sure.
And then we also, there was a big moment in here too that they kind of brushed over, was the X-Men opened up the X-Corp.
Right.
And which is a little,
apparently offshore.
Yes, offshore. They got new X-Men suits. That is one thing, side note, I've loved about this show is we've seen so many different suits.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to wear the same fucking suit every day, right?
Right.
Like, if it's real life, I don't think I'm wearing the same blue and yellow tights every day. I'll put the brown ones on one day. Maybe I want to look like Hulk today. I'll put on a fucking purple suit. Who knows, right? I'll look like fucking Robin Hood on purple crack like Hawkeye.
Sure.
But we see X-Corp, so they moved other things forward as well. And then one of the biggest things we saw, so what I'm getting at is I think obviously these episodes are all building to one battle with Apocalypse, but we know that the X-Men that we had at the beginning of the season, they ain't gonna do shit against Apocalypse.
Right.
So we need a Wolverine with his adamantium. We need a Polaris, an unhinged fucking Polaris.
That's what I was gonna say.
So I'm telling myself to calm the fuck down because I think the bigger issue is this: we got to wait every fucking week,
right?
Because they're 20-minute episodes. If we could just watch the whole thing, it probably would make perfect sense.
Sure.
So I'm not gonna go crazy, but these are just some things that definitely stand out to me as fucking obnoxious.
Well, you actually make an important point. If this was one long movie, these little segments, they would be more tolerable.
Correct.
But the fact that we have to, stop, see, this is shit, and then wonder about what the next thing is, it seems disconnected. But I do agree with you that I'm thinking, because Wolverine just got his claws, now he's metal.
Yep.
Polaris is unhinged, but she's magnetic.
Yep.
I'm thinking we're going to see Polaris slingshot Wolverine with his fucking claws out like this, right?
Yep.
That'd be
right
hot.
Through Apocalypse's fucking throat, maybe.
Something.
And Cable's still around too. And we do know that Cable's, the prophecy is for Cable to kill Apocalypse. So I think the pieces are there. They're bringing us along. So it just sucks that we got to wait a week with a show with the episodes are this short. Anyways, and then the last thing, talking about what they're building. This came a lot earlier than I thought, dude. Apocalypse creating the Horseman of Death.
Yep.
Gambit. In Athens. You got the Watcher watching this. So
of course.
He's rolling his little fucking helmet over the, oh my God,
Gambit. Galactic peeping Tom.
For real, dude. And then I thought it was really cool how the cards started changing into almost like these tarot cards, right?
Well, I was kind of confused when I first saw because all the cards were like slapping on him like armor plating or some shit. Mm-hmm. So that was cool.
Now I noticed the cards, they had death on one of the cards. And I don't know shit about tarot cards, Adrian, but death probably means someone's dying.
Yeah.
You know, they had the Lover's card, and then they had the Tower's card. So I don't know what all that fucking means. I'm sure someone's probably dissected it and came with all kinds of theories. But I would assume that because it was those three, it's going to mean something and play into something. Now, obviously, he's the Horseman of Death, so you got that piece. But what the Lovers and Towers, what's that got to do with anything?
Well, my question was, you know, he can literally make anything. The reason that he uses cards is because he can have 52. Think about it, like bullets.
Right.
Right. They stack neatly. They put it in a pot, lightweight. You know, you can throw them. My question was, why not just have a regular deck of cards as opposed to a deck of tarot cards? So
yeah, it's got to be something to it, right?
Sure.
And his powers do change. So, you know, thankfully, Adrian, what I prepared for everyone here today is everything here. Here is everything you need to know about Gambit being a Horseman of Apocalypse from the comics. So doesn't mean they're going to adapt this fully, but I did some research. So, because this does happen in the comics. That's one thing I love about this show is 99% of their stories are right from the comics. Yes, they do a more condensed version for a cartoon.
Sure.
But they're taking comic stories and using them pretty closely. You know, not changing fucking everything like happens in live action. So in the comics, when Gambit becomes the Horseman of Death, it happens right after House of M. It's funny how so much shit revolves around House of M in the comics. So after, and if you haven't read that, you know, Scarlet Witch, well, you don't know. She utters the words, no more mutants. 99% of the mutant population lost their powers. I think, I forget the exact number, but it was under 200 mutants left after this event. So Apocalypse sees that he wakes up because he's in fucking hibernation. He senses this weakness and his bitch ass wakes up, okay? And then what he does is he parks his fucking Sphinx right in the middle of Xavier's lawn. He just shows up and he offers mutant kind a little bit of salvation. He said that you could, if you drink my blood, you can join me or you can die. What do you want to do? Gambit volunteers to join Apocalypse. Why does he volunteer? Not because he believes in Apocalypse. He is fucking stupid. It's the best way to put it. He thinks that he can infiltrate Apocalypse's inner circle, take his power, and protect the X-Men from the inside by resisting Apocalypse's brainwashing ability. That's stupid, right? I mean, do you think you could resist Apocalypse? It's Apocalypse, dude.
Well, you would think that if you don't understand the true nature and power of Apocalypse.
Yes.
Right?
Okay. So Gambit was a little ignorant to Apocalypse.
Yes, ignorant.
Okay. So he was completely wrong, by the way. You don't trick Apocalypse, dude. His technology and his psychological torture, because that's the thing you don't understand, or maybe you do. When Apocalypse is turning you into one of his horsemen, he's not like in the gym with you working out and training you. He's mentally torturing you.
Yep.
He's breaking your entire fucking mind down to build it back up. His whole moral compass is wiped clean. So he shattered Remy's mind. And then he gets a little bit of a redesign, which is, we saw a bit of this last week, right? In the comics, his skin turns pitch black and his hair turns stark white and his eyes go completely red. Not just the red circles. Oh, side note, one of my issues among many with Channing Tatum's Gambit, why the fuck does he have regular eyes? You couldn't get contacts?
Right.
Like, how do we not do that? Why? Because we just want to see fucking Magic Mike's eyes?
Yep.
Is that what it is?
Well, what color is his eyes, his natural eyes?
Channing Tatum's?
Yeah.
I don't even fucking know. I don't know.
Well,
blue, brown, some shit.
Well, anyway, go ahead. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, look it up.
And I'll tell you why. But go ahead.
In the comic, read the comic, they're red.
Mm-hmm.
But when he turns into this Horseman of Death, they go completely red. And his mutant abilities get a little bit of a upgrade. So his Gambit's powers prior to this are charging objects with kinetic energy. They explode, right? Now he charges them with what Marvel describes as death and decay. So when he hits you with the card, it doesn't blow up. It actually turns your organs and your organic tissue. It turns your organic tissue into toxic dust.
Mm-hmm.
So not blowing up and fucking, it does a lot worse. Like it'll literally hit you, wherever it hits, that fucking, your arm is now gone.
Right.
Turns into toxic dust. Maybe it smells too. I don't know. Possibly. He can take the air around him and turn it into a poisonous, suffocating gas as well. So it gives him a hell of a fucking upgrade.
Sure.
And what do they do? What does Apocalypse do? As soon as he gets his new toy ready, unleashes that motherfucker on the X-Men. Of course he does. He takes Gambit as Death, and then Sunfire, he turned into Famine, and they wrecked the fucking team, dude. Gambit goes toe-to-toe with Wolverine, doesn't even flinch. And this is where the breaking point was. The true test of Apocalypse brainwashing came when Gambit is ordered to kill Rogue, the love of his life. So remember the tarot cards? Yep. Lovers? Maybe we see that. Maybe he sends Gambit after Rogue. Apocalypse is an asshole like that. That seems like it was something right up his fucking alley, right?
Right.
So Gambit tries to do it. He attacks her. But at the very last second, Adrian, he's got these remnants of his original personality still in there. Fights back enough to make him hesitate, proving that the brainwashing wasn't 100% absolute. I mean, damn near fucking killed her. And then Gambit, eventually Apocalypse gets defeated. He goes back to sleep, yada, yada. I mean, you know how he is, right? He's 100 fucking year nap, and he'll come wreck fucking havoc again.
Right.
But Gambit doesn't just snap out of this shit. It kind of broke him, dude. Like whenever, one of these horsemen kind of go back, return to themselves, they really don't. Mm-hmm. Think about Angel, how fucking scarred they are. Because a lot of times it's dealing with what I did, even though I was brainwashed, I still did these things. And then not only that, prior to that, all of the torture that was done by Apocalypse, those scars are still there.
Well, you have to imagine that it sounds like it's not brainwashing as opposed to what conscious has priority. Because it sounds like they're like backseat to something, the other conscious driving their bodies.
Yeah, like another persona.
So they see this shit, they experience this shit. So that's why they're so traumatized once they come back. It's like, holy shit, I saw myself doing all this atrocious shit and I couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, it's like you were living through it, but you had no control over your body. Someone else was driving the fucking car.
Right.
And doing fucked up shit. So he again, he doesn't just snap out of it. Him and Sunfire, they bail on the X-Men. They go rogue, doing their own thing. And you know who actually helped them purge this? Wait
a minute, Sunfire or Sunspot?
Sunfire.
Sunfire is the red and white Japanese dude?
No, I think Sunfire is the girl. Possibly. I don't remember. All these fucking fires and suns and
right.
Let me see. We'll find out real time. Yes. It's this fella here. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Oh, I thought it was the chick. Nope. Yeah, it's this fucking dude right here. Yeah, I was just trying to tell you, Adrian. It's this guy here.
Yeah.
It wasn't on my Wikipedia page, So anyways, they bounce. They're like, we can't fucking handle, the X-Men right now because of all this shit. But it took a long time for Gambit to get back to kind of his normal appearance and shit. And the one who actually helped him was Mr. Sinister. He helped him purge this physical transformation and return to Gambit's original appearance.
And why did he do that? We talking Sinister.
I know. I mean, dude, maybe just felt bad for him.
Maybe Sinister's feeling, about Gambit the way Chucky is about Magnus.
God, I couldn't go on with you in this transformation. Oh my God. But here's the thing. Even though he looks like regular Gambit again, that death persona isn't completely gone.
Of course
it's
not.
buried in his subconscious. So when a Gambit experiences extreme trauma or if he gets pushed to his limit, his eyes actually turn black, and then the death persona takes over, almost like a berserker rage type of thing.
Sure.
It takes over again. So he's got this dark side in him.
Sure.
Permanently now because of this motherfucker apocalypse. So
why not?
Why not? Has me excited for the show, though.
Sure.
We're getting Gambit, Horseman of Death, obviously, maybe sooner than we expected, too. So possibly next week. Hopefully. I mean, can we get Apocalypse back in the mix?
That.
Like, is that not, do you feel like that's missing right now from the show?
I mean, it's overshadowed by these Chuck dick sucking moments. Yep. It's like
fuck.
Come on, man. Let's just get away from this bullshit.
For real, dude. Shit. And we thought the blanket was bad. I'd rather have the blanket back now. You know,
right?
Just put the blanket on him. Fuck, cover him up. That's what happened. He took the blanket off, and now he's fucking cocked out, dude. No more shirt. It's a new phrase. He's cocked out, dude. He's fucking cocked out.
Put it on a t-shirt.
Yeah. If you're with us for the first time, are you still with us? Are you still watching? This is why some people love us, and this is why some people fucking hate us.
Right.
You know?
But they love to hate us.
They love to hate us. Yeah, I had this comment on TikTok on my Doom video. Dude, my Doom video, Adrian, it's like fucking 1.5 million views. It's kicking ass, right? So appreciate everybody that checked that out. A lot of you guys are here now because you saw that and you thought, maybe I'll check out this podcast. And some of you, probably half of you are still watching that weren't too offended, right? But this one guy goes, you know, it's kind of weird about you is you got all this comic stuff you're talking about, this knowledge, but you're using this ghetto street language to do it.
So what he's saying is you're trying to act black.
And so he said everything but that. I'll tell you what else he said. He said it's like watching the Odyssey and everybody's speaking American. It's like, okay. And then he goes, it's like you have an imposter syndrome and you don't know what color you are.
Oh, shit.
So I just responded and I was like, I didn't know American was a language.
Right.
Because I wasn't going to get into all the other, like, whatever. I started, you type like a whole paragraph, delete it. So I'm like, I'm not even going to get into the weeds with this guy because that's what he wants.
Right.
So when I made fun of him for not understanding that American's not a fucking language, jackass, he just deleted his comment. So I say all that to say, if my ghetto street language offends you, I don't give a fuck because it's.
Why do black people got to be the worst of everything and shit?
Exactly.
You sound like, it's like, oh, if you're black and you don't sound like what people think black should sound like, oh, you're trying to be white. It's like, what? When is white the fucking goalpost?
Right.
Who the fuck want to be that if you're this?
Correct.
This lusciousness. Why would the fuck? Come on, dog.
I don't know, dude. And also, what about like, how do you don't know how I was raised.
Right.
Where I was raised, what I was raised, how people spoke around me. We are a product of our environment, right? You grow up in certain areas, you'll have certain accents.
Right.
I mean, it's why Doom doesn't sound like Tony Stark. He fucking grew up in Latveria, not in fucking California.
I mean, he could just say, well, the reason that I have these racist fucking thoughts is because
where I grew up,
I'm a product of my environment.
Yep, he is a product of his racist environment, and he thought American was a fucking language. So, anyways.
You see that commercial, that Trump commercial about America when they showing like fucking Super Gulp, fucking fucking gas stations and hot dogs and fucking die on the side of the road.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, that's American. Then they start showing like Chinese rice and shit. It's like, that's America to you, dog?
That's America, dude.
It's like the worst of the worst and stuff.
Yeah, 100%. But you know what, though? We're going to not talk about the worst of the worst. We're talking about one of the best of the best, Adrian, Polaris. So Polaris is somebody I didn't know a whole lot about until recently, to be honest. I've always just seen her as some fucking green-haired chick that, is in the comics. I don't know.
And the reason that no one ever pivoted toward these characters and now they're coming out is that because they are, I believe, they're taking the caps off of these, well, let's play it safe, and they're showing these characters in their true natures and shit. Like they did with Sue Storm.
Like their real powers.
Their real powers.
Yeah.
So now it's like, holy shit. Yeah. That's awesome, dude.
Correct.
Her power set's awesome. Not this little dainty, go get some tea down the hole kind of bullshit.
And I think that is, going back to X-Men 97, that's also one of my favorite things about that show is how they show how powerful these characters are.
Except for Chuck.
Except for Chuck, yes. But I mean, think about some of the things we've seen in here in a cartoon. Like these you take these characters there and compare to what they did in the X-Men Fox universe. Right. Somebody said this in a comment the other day, said that in the X-Men, the Fox X-Men movies, during the fights, it looks like they were fighting in mud, the way they moved.
Right.
But that is not the case here. So I'm going to let y'all know from the comics, though, who the fuck Polaris is.
There we go.
She's not just some green-haired, fucking good-looking chick. She is a absolute powerhouse, dude. And her name is Lorna. Lorna, she's got kind of a messy upbringing, Adrian. Her powers manifested in one of the darkest ways in Marvel history, believe it or not. She was a toddler. She was on a small private plane with her mother and stepfather. Her stepfather just figured out that his wife is a fucking whore and she fucked Magneto.
Come on. Who doesn't want to fuck Magneto? I mean,
apparently everyone does.
Right?
Chuck obviously does.
Right? He saw him in those skivvies at the top out in the space. He's like, that's mine.
What it is, AJ. It's the white hair.
That's it, dude. That's it.
So he figured out this. He figured out that his wife had an affair with Magneto. And this baby Lorna was not his. So what better time to get into an argument with your wife than when you're on a small private plane and you're flying the plane? I mean, you're a pilot. You've flown planes. Right?
The worst time.
Is that a good time to argue?
Matter of fact, I've been in situations where I held my tongue because I'm flying in a plane. Either I'm flying or they're flying.
Yes.
And it's like, this is not the fucking time
to
make this kind of a comment.
Absolutely not. So, well, he don't subscribe to that, dude. They're arguing, having a screaming fucking match while they're flying. And their toddler, Lorna, believe it or not, throws a temper tantrum because of all the screaming, right? Her powers are activated. She unleashes this massive magnetic pulse. It tore the airplane apart, killed both of her parents, or killed her mom and her stepfather. And she wrapped this magnetic shield around herself. So this is all subconscious, right? She's a toddler.
Sure.
She don't know what the fuck she's doing. She just had a meltdown because her parents are being fucking assholes. Well, guess what? Now they're dead. Magneto felt this pulse. You want to talk about, power limits.
Right.
This is Omega level shit.
Right.
He's just minding his own business, probably ironing his skivvies or whatever. And he feels this pulse. So he flies up and he finds his biological daughter who survived the wreckage. And he realizes that the guilt would destroy her mind. Imagine growing up knowing you did that as a toddler, even though you had no control, even though your parents were arguing, but because you had a temper tantrum, you killed your parents.
Right.
You'd probably feel pretty guilty.
Probably.
So he realizes that, and then he does what any good father would do, Adrian. He brings his daughter to Mastermind and has Mastermind wipe all of her memories of the event entirely.
Wait a minute. So Jean gets a pass.
Yep.
Chuck gets a pass. Lorna gets a pass. Aurora gets fucked.
Yes.
Still.
Yep.
Wow.
That's not going to change.
Wow.
So she is not like a, discount Magneto. She's not like the Timu Magneto with green hair. That's not who she is. She is his biological daughter. And her mastery over the electromagnetic spectrum, dude, is pretty fucking terrifying when she takes the gloves off, which is, I think, what we saw in this last episode, right? So let's talk about her power set, though. A lot like Magneto's here. She can control, shape, and warp any magnetic field. And that's where you separate moving metal and magnetic fields, right? Magnetic fields get into everything.
Right.
Light, it's not just I can move the fucking, spoon off the table. So she can effortlessly lift thousands of tons of metal. She's not Omega level, but still thousands of tons, which we saw in this last episode. She could, just like her father, rip the adamantium out of Wolverine's skeleton. She can manipulate the magnetic poles on the Earth herself, okay? She also has electromagnetic sight. Sure. She sees the world differently. She can perceive magnetic auras of the planet, of living beings. She can track energy signatures or sense when something is disrupting the natural magnetic field, like how Magneto discovered her. She can create indestructible force fields. This is what she did to survive the wreckage. She can generate magnetic force fields strong enough to withstand atmospheric reentry, so bouncing in and out of the. She can unlike Katy Perry, she can really go to space.
Under her own power.
Her own power, yep. She can shield herself from nuclear detonations, direct strikes from people like Thor or Hulk. She can also use these fields to trap enemies in shrinking, suffocating bubbles.
Man.
Yes. So don't fuck with her, whether you're in a plane or not. Leave her alone.
So people hear that and it's like, well, wait a minute. A force field is not metal. How can she protect herself from heat in the atmosphere? The Hulk is not metal. Thor's hammer isn't metal. How can she protect? Because she controls the electromagnetic spectrum, which is pretty much every fucking thing.
Correct.
Light waves, radiation, besides the metal stuff, and then she can manipulate light into force fields, shields, all this other kind of stuff. So it's not just metal shit that she can manipulate. It's when she can see the entire electromagnetic spectrum.
Yeah.
So there's no camouflage, there's no heat protective gear. There's none of this shit that you can hide from her, because she looks at shit like, think about the Matrix, how they looking at it with the fucking scrolling words or whatever. That's how she can look at the world.
Right.
So she can see all these. She can see auras. She can see changes in aura. So it's kind of like when she, as a baby, had this fucking fit. Magneto felt it because, and there's also a connection because, so when the world that we live in, we're all connected. So you see nothing between us.
Right.
But literally, if we were sensitive enough, any changes in my body, you could feel it because there's this invisible water surrounding all of us. That's how Magneto was able to feel his daughter through this electromagnetic pulse that kind of he felt because his body is in tune with it. So it's not just, magnet. She's not creating a magnetic field of metal around her that can protect her from Thor or the Hulk. She's using the electromagnetic energy to create these bubbles that she can use offensively and defensively.
She's a motherfucking problem, Adrian.
She's a problem.
Don't piss her off.
Right.
That's probably a good rule of thumb. Do not piss her off. She also can glide along Earth's natural magnetic lines of force, and she can fly at supersonic fields as well, or supersonic speeds. Internal iron manipulation. This is where we all have iron in our blood, right?
Right.
Lorna can manipulate the blood flow for enemies. She can forcefully reverse their blood flow to cause instant aneurysms, knock people unconscious, or rip iron directly through their skin. Again, don't fuck with Lorna, Polaris, whatever you want to call her. Leave her the fuck alone.
Or just imagine if she just stops all the blood flow and just fucking just sees up the blood flow.
Oh, yeah, you're dead.
You're done.
You're dead, just like that. She debuted in 1968, X-Men number 49. She was targeted by the villain Mesmero, who used a machine to awaken her latent powers and brainwash her into believing she was Magneto's daughter, even though she really was. Kind of a wacky origin. And then there was like a robot android version of Magneto. Basically, this motherfucker captured her, tried to convince her to serve the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, and then the X-Men showed up. They rescued her, they broke the mind control, and it was during this rescue that her hair naturally turned bright green. Because of the X gene activating. She officially joined the X-Men, and then Charles asked her, he was like, if you lay down on my blanket, will it turn lime green as well? No, he didn't ask her that. But she joined the team, dude. She was an OG X-Men from back in the day. She did not stay in X-Men forever, though. There was this new look X-Men team, Wolverine, Storm, Nightcrawler, and Colossus. They took over in 1975. Lorna and her boyfriend, Havoc, they had a toxic fucking relationship, by the way. But they left, dude. They said they were done with the superhero life. They're retiring. They're going to go hang out. They moved to this quiet desert town in New Mexico. They were getting their degrees in geophysics. They're just trying to be normal people.
Right.
But because it's the comics, they got drugged back in, Adrian. The Marauders showed up. The Savage Land mutates, and some mind-controlling entities like Malice. They fucked everything up. In the 90s, Lorna returned into the spotlight by joining the X Factor. This is some of the stuff we've seen in 97. Right. At that time, the X Factor was an official government-sponsored mutant strike team run by the Pentagon. Her and Havoc were the pillars of this team. You remember the old blue and yellow uniforms they wore. She eventually became the team leader because she was a tactical commander, not just, raw firepower. She's also no dummy either.
Right.
And we talked about her relationship with Alex. It was a on again, off again, dramatic, toxic relationship.
Now, in order to, that's understandable because you also got to understand Alex. Alex was also like jealous of his older brother. He got the attention, this and that. So he's dealing with, being jealous of his brother and in a relationship with somebody who's also more powerful than he is. Right.
So he's feeling a little inadequate is what you're saying.
A little bit.
Which sometimes leads people to seek other forms of pleasure. And what happened, so they decided to get married, Adrian. After years of dating, they figured, like a lot of people do, what better way to fix this toxic fucking relationship? Let's get married.
Have a baby.
That comes next. First, let's get married, right? Hey, it's not working while we're dating, but guess what? If we're married, it's probably going to fix everything.
Right.
The wedding was a highly publicized wedding because, these two are well-known individuals in the mutant community, right? All their friends were there. And then Alex, Adrian, he started doing the hula hooping thing down. No, he didn't.
Yeah.
He got cold feet. He left Lorna at the altar.
Damn.
And he left her for his nurse, Annie. This motherfucker.
That's some Schwarzenegger shit.
You got Polaris, bro. Polaris. And you're like, no, I'm going to go with the fucking nurse? Okay.
Damn.
So what did that do to her? As you can imagine, she's already dealing with mental health issues from just her life, the trauma she's gone through. This caused Lorna to snap. She uses her magnetic powers, and she attempted to completely murder Alex and his new girlfriend while wearing her wedding dress. She showed up. It took the rest of the X-Men to step in and physically subdue her. That's how pissed she was.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. It's probably warranted, right? Listen, dude, if that was really your plan, you could have fucking told her before she was at the altar. Like, don't waste her time with this wedding.
Right.
But whatever. It's
bitch-ass people.
It is, dude. So what did Lorna do after her breaking point? She moved to the mutant nation of Genosha. And all of us X-Men fans, unfortunately, know what happened there. She wanted to learn more about Magneto. She was on the island when Cassandra Nova, who is Xavier's sister, by the way, another fucking product of Charles.
Genocidal fucking mega psycho.
She sends the Sentinels, they bomb Genosha, and they wipe out 16 million mutants in the matter of minutes. Lorna did survive, but this fucking shattered her psyche again. You're talking about, goddamn, dude, the shit that she's gone through. The X-Men arrive, they search the ruins, they find her sitting naked, unhinged in the rubble. Because of her magnetic powers, it acted as a massive antenna, absorbing and recording the magnetic imprints of the final moments of millions of people dying all at once. So I say a lot to say she felt all of that, and it's imprinted on her now. Like it's in there,
right?
Damn. Like Xavier in the fucking room. Ooh, Magnus, this without her choice, she's living with it. Millions of mutants all dying at once. So, following the House of M, Genosha House of M, 2 fucking moments to fuck everybody up.
Right.
Scarlet Witch erases the mutant X gene, and Lorna was one of the unfortunate mutants that lost her power. So, we talked about this with Gambit, right? Who shows up? Motherfucking Apocalypse's bitch ass. He sensed that all these mutants were depowered. He wakes up out of his slumber. He offered her a twisted fix, and of course, she allowed him to take her mind. It was completely wiped. Apocalypse transformed Polaris into the Horseman Pestilence. So he didn't just restore her power on the magnetic spectrum. He augmented her physiology so she could ingest lethal diseases and viruses and then magnetically manipulate them to create global plagues.
Damn.
That was the power he gave her. I take the coronavirus, Adrian, and then magnetically send this shit all around the fucking world. She could do that. Yep. She eventually broke free from the brainwashing. All things Apocalypse is, he seems to be a pretty fucking shitty brainwasher.
Right.
Because they always break free, right? Yeah. Angel, Gambit, Polaris. Or maybe it's just the super fucking powered ones. I don't know. But this added another massive layer of fucking violation to her traumatic history.
Sure.
But all that being said, Polaris is a powerhouse. She is, I mean, very, very close to her father when it comes to her levels of ability. She is someone you don't want to fuck with, and I think they're building her up to have a big impact on this show. So that, my friends, is who the fuck Polaris is, Adrian. So later this week, literally in a few days, we'll be watching Spider-Man Brand New Day. All of our questions will be answered. Now, not everybody is as tuned into the MCU as we are, right? So, and I don't expect them to be. So what I did today was I prepared a segment here where I can explain to you everything you need to remember about Spider-Man before watching Brand New Day, okay? So you don't have to go watch 32 movies, 27 shows, and read 50 years of comics. Mike's just going to tell you what the fuck you need to know, and then you can enjoy the movie on Thursday, Friday. So Spider-Man in the MCU. We had a different introduction to Spider-Man in the MCU compared to, days of past, right? We didn't see the whole origin of the spider bite, the Uncle Ben, none of that shit. We meet Spider-Man. He's 15 years old, and he's already Spider-Man. It was Civil War where he was introduced to us, and our boy Tony Stark recruits a 15-year-old kid from Queens who's been this neighborhood kind of savior, right, to go fight Captain America and his crew in Germany on his first day. Not very responsible on Tony Stark's part, right? Is that fair? But this origin of Peter Parker is tied to Tony Stark, which is very different than the comics. So what you do need to know is that Tony Stark really was a mentor of Peter's for the first few years, right? So fast forward, Spider-Man Homecoming, this was his first solo MCU movie. At this point, he's a kid in high school who is completely obsessed with proving that he belongs on the Avengers. Because he got a little taste of it, right? Tony brought him over there. You're fighting Cap. You're fighting all these, big superpower dude. You're no longer just saving people's, getting the cat out of the tree and returning stolen bicycles. You're doing real superhero shit. He got a taste, bro. He wants more. He's trying to prove that he belongs there. And he stumbles upon Adrian Toomes. We know him as the Vulture, Michael Keaton, much better Vulture than he was a Batman. He's a blue-collar guy who is, his job is to, in the beginning, his job was to clean up the mess left over by the Battle of New York, all this Chitauri alien tech. And what he does instead, though, is he starts stealing the tech because the Department of Damage Control shut them down. So he's like, all right, I'll show you motherfuckers. They steal the tech, and they start doing what, most blue-collar guys would do. They build big old wingsuits and, shocking guns and all kinds of shit, right? That probably checks out. Right. And Peter, meanwhile, has no idea this is going on. It kind of gets dumped on his lap, and because Happy Hogan and Tony Stark are pretty much ignoring the kid, it's a little bit of boy cried wolf type shit, right? He's calling Happy Hogan for everything, but then when he actually needs him for something, Chitauri alien tech that these guys are using to rob ATMs and shit, they don't even want to talk to him. So Peter does what most 15-year-olds would do. He just keeps fucking shit up, right? We had that big ferry rescue incident where the tech slices the ferry in half pretty much, and Spider-Man almost saves everybody. Then Tony Stark shows up, and we see him. Tony Stark gifted Peter this highly advanced suit in Civil War, and then after the botched ferry rescue, Tony takes the shit back, and he tells him, if you're nothing without the suit, then you shouldn't have it, dude. So he takes it back, and now Peter's kind of, in the dumps, Adrian. But he does in this movie realize and understand that it is not just about the suit, because he's in his damn sweatsuit, the fucking homemade attire, and he eventually stops Vulture and at the end, he turns down an offer to join the Avengers because he thought Tony was testing him. So I guess what in this first movie, he proved that, you know what? He is a hero. Even though he's 15 years old, he is a hero. Then fast forward to Infinity War and Endgame. Thanos attacks New York. Peter does not hesitate, bro. He's on the bus. Ned causes a distraction, and he goes and helps Tony fight the Black Order, Thanos' crew, and he gets blipped. So he's there fighting Thanos, 15-year-old kid, maybe 16 at this point. Dude, he's in space with Tony Stark fighting Thanos and his crew. We all know how that ends. Snap, Peter Parker blips for 5 years. Hulk brings everybody back 5 years later. And he shows up for literally, he gets to spend like 5 minutes with Tony Stark on the battlefield, and then Tony Stark is dead. Massive. I mean, it's one of those traumatizing events, right? I mean, this was like a father figure to him.
Right.
It was his mentor. He was the guy he was trying to impress, become, and he dies. So following Endgame, he's tired, dude. The world's looking at him for some reason as like he's going to be the next Iron Man, and he really just wants a break. Goes on a school trip to Europe. He's dodging Nick Fury's calls, and then motherfucking Mysterio shows up. Claims to be a superhero from another dimension, all this bullshit. And he actually tricks Peter. Tony leaves the Edith glasses behind, which are crazy advanced AI tech glasses, not like the shit that Mark Zuckerberg's trying to sell us right now, like real shit, right? And then Peter stupidly fucking hands it over to Quentin Beck. And this movie outs Peter because Beck knows that Peter's Spider-Man, and Spider-Man catches on to what Beck's doing. And of course, he defeats him because he's Spider-Man. But Beck he tricked him, dude. He manipulated some recording, and he tells the entire world that Spider-Man is Peter Parker, wrecks Peter's world. Now, at this point, Peter has a girlfriend, MJ. He's got Ned, his best friend. They know who he is. He's got Aunt May, who knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Happy Hogan. He's got a circle around him, right? And that a lot of that movie was about Peter and MJ, not Spider-Man, right? Peter wanted to spend some time. He wanted to get away from the big superhero shit and just be a kid. Understandable, right? Of course, Mysterio fucked all that up 6 ways from Sunday. And then we get into No Way Home, where the entire world knows Peter's Spider-Man. Dude, I mean, he can't even fucking hang out in his house, right?
Right.
He does use a very famous lawyer from the MCU in this movie. We got your boy in there, Matthew Murdock, right? We saw him, so there is some connection there. Now, I don't know. Do you think Matt Murdock knows Peter Parker? Well, yeah, he knows he's Spider-Man. What the fuck am I talking about? But Peter doesn't know that Matt was Daredevil at that time. I would imagine now he knows, right? Because Kingpin put it out there in the show. I don't know how connected that would be, but Peter uses Matt. They kind of, the legal case goes wayside, but you also have court of public opinion, right?
Right.
And what happened with Peter being outed as Spider-Man ruined his hopes for college, and it also ruined the hopes of everybody around him. And this is where Peter's really feels the guilt of like, fuck, man, for me, okay, whatever.
Right.
But now I fucked it up for you. And that weighed heavy on him. So Peter does what any responsible person would do, Adrian. He went behind his friend's back. He went to a wizard and asked him to cast a spell to have everybody forget that he was Peter Parker without even asking his friends. Because they're getting denial letter after denial letter. They don't get accepted into college. And Doctor Strange is like, fuck it. I mean, Strange, dude. He's and the Doctor Strange at this point is no longer the Sorcerer Supreme. He lost it because he was blipped. So Wong's the Sorcerer Supreme. Doctor Strange ain't feeling that. He's arrogant as fuck.
Right.
And at first he's like, no, we couldn't. I'm not gonna. That's crazy. And I think probably because Wong didn't want him to do it, he's like, oh, fuck it, let's do it. So he starts creating this spell, trying to, wipe this memory from everybody who just found out that he was Peter Parker. And then Peter, because he's a, 16-year-old kid is like, oh, no, not. How about my aunt? She needs to know. And Aunt May. And he fucks the spell up. Well, I think this spell is going to have a massive impact on the MCU and on these next few movies. Because what starts to happen is they somehow crack the fucking barrier of the multiverse, right? All of a sudden you got Norman Osborn, who died in the Sony movies. He's there. Doc Ock's there. Electro. You got all these villains from other multiverses showing up. We got to see Andrew Garfield's Peter back. We got to see Tobey Maguire's Peter back. And we also, in this movie, I think, really saw how strong Spider-Man is. Remember when he's fighting Norman Osborn in the apartment complex and they're fucking slamming each other through floors and shit, and he's just going back and forth? Like, people are very, I think people focus on certain elements of Spider-Man, like the webs and the speed and the Spidey sense, and forget that he is an absolute powerhouse from a strength standpoint. Like, when they say, how's he going to fight Hulk? He's not that outmatched by Hulk.
Well, he's way outmatched by Hulk. Way outmatched. Now, but he does have the speed. He does have resilience. He does have flexibility.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, they mistake. So, like, when Hulk punches, if you're a solid object, you are going to hurt more than a situation like Spider-Man. So it's like when your body is more flexible, malleable, the punch isn't as impactful as if it were so like if the Hulk hits the Juggernaut, forget the unmovable bullshit, right? Or let's say Rhino, right?
Okay.
So if the Hulk hits Rhino is going to catapult across the planet, right? But if the Hulk hits Reed Richards, he might hurt him still,
right?
But it's not going to be as impactful because Reed's body will absorb the flexibility.
Sure.
So Spider-Man has a lot of that resilience. So it's like a cat when they drop 3 fucking floors down. They're resilient, not just indestructible, and that allows them to survive. So, but Peter is far outmatched by the Hulk in strength. Now,
just strength,
but speed and other kind of factors will allow him to survive an encounter with the Hulk. And he has to use all that shit to survive. Because if he gets a hold of him, it's kind of like lights out.
Sure. But yeah, I think that's when I say he's not outmatched, I mean as a whole. We're putting these guys 1v1. It's not like Hulk's gonna fucking punch him and he's dead in 2 seconds. Right. It ain't Hulk versus the Punisher.
Correct.
Like they're gonna fight differently. Yes, he ain't gonna arm wrestle the fucking Hulk or win a straight up. But because of his Spidey sense, that's the other thing too, is as powerful and as fast as the Hulk is, his Spidey sense is going to give him somewhat of a...
Sure.
It's hard to say advantage when you're fighting the Hulk, but it's going to keep him in the fight and allow him to dodge a lot of shit that most people would have been hit with.
Absolutely.
So when people, it makes no sense. Oh, it makes perfect sense, dude, and I can't fucking wait to see it. But in this, so they crack the multiverse. They're pulling in these villains, and these villains know that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. That's one connection they all have. But then they start realizing, like, you're not my Peter, bro. You're somebody else's Peter. No diddy. And in this, during this brutal fight with the Goblin, well, let me back up. Doctor Strange was pissed because Spidey fucked his spell up. And he created this tech to take these villains, capture them, and send their bitch asses back where they came from, right? And then Peter, because of Aunt May, that's why you shouldn't listen to people that aren't experts on the things you're doing, right? Like, Adrian, I make content. How many people do you think randomly will try to give me ideas of stuff to, you should do a video on?
Literally everybody.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, it's like the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But thank you. Thank you for your fucking opinion nobody asked for.
That's literally like when I say that when you tell people something that you're gonna do, you attract 2 types of people. The couch potato that has not, well, you're gonna attract the person that will probably connect with you and ride on your coattails, be like, hey, Mike, I love what you're doing. Can I go with you? Then you're gonna have this other fucker that couch potato, they have nothing going on with their life until you get ready to do something with yours. Right. And now their entire existence is to stop you from doing your shit.
Yes.
Right? So be careful of who you tell things that you're going to do.
And For instance, Peter Parker, Spider-Man's a superhero. Aunt May's not. She's telling him what to do. Hey, try to save these villains, right? Fucking let's recoup them before we just send their bitch asses back. Because if we send them back, they're going to die. Well, they were already dead, so who gives a fuck? So he listens to her. He rehabilitatizes a handful of them, right? He gets Doc Ock. He fixes his whole psychosis. And throughout this, him and Aunt May don't realize that the Goblin is an alternate personality. You got Norman. Norman's cool.
Right.
Especially this Norman, at where he's lost in this world. You know, he's like, went to my house ain't there. What the fuck's going on? But the Goblin's another personality that took over. And I thought that was one of the coolest ways for them to really show us the Spidey sense. Remember when they're in the apartment? And by the way, we're fucking ADHD jumping all over the place. This will also serve as our road to Doomsday this week because I'm not going to talk about No Way Home again in 5 minutes. That would be odd. But anyways, they're in the apartment and Peter just kind of like everything slows down and he picks up on the change of Norman turning to the Goblin as it's fucking happening, which is crazy. And even Goblin was like, wow, that's some shit. Needless to say, because he listened to Aunt May and he's got the fucking Goblin in his house, he ends up killing Aunt May.
Right.
So we get that moment in this movie. And she does deliver the most fucked up version of the great power, great responsibility speech. Like, bro, didn't you have the script? Why'd you fuck it up? Anyways, but we get that whole moment. And I think this No Way Home movie is where we really see Peter Parker really, really move into that superhero role. He's no longer this kid, toying with this, I want to be this, but I'm still an immature kid. I want to have friends. Like, I think we see him move to that point. You got this power. You have the responsibility to be this person. You're not going to be a regular kid anymore, right? Now that you're Spider-Man, you're not a regular kid.
Right.
And I think it took that moment of Aunt May dying due to the Goblin for him to start on that path. First, he wants vengeance. I mean, remember how distraught he was? I mean, because, dude, he just lost Tony, fucking 2 movies ago. Everybody knows who he is. And now he loses his Aunt May. Doesn't have his parents. There's no Uncle Ben in the MCU. So he teams up with these other 2 Spider-Man from different universes. And essentially they cure everybody. As Ned put it, they cure that ass at the scaffolding in the Statue of Liberty. Ned also realizes he's got some magic ability in this. He's opening portals and shit. And then another part that was cool about this movie was when Spider-Man outsmarted Doctor Strange. Remember that? They went into the fucking mirror dimension and Spidey realizes, dude, this is just like math. It's geometry. Watch this shit. And he fucking ties Strange up and he's there for literal days. Shows you that Spider-Man just ain't some, punk ass kid.
Right.
Because Doctor Strange is nothing to sneeze at, as they say, either. Then at the very end, of course, they fix everything. They send everybody back. And then Peter, though, makes the ultimate sacrifice at the end. And this is the part that I think is most important moving into Brand New Day. He forces Doctor Strange to cast another spell that erases Peter Parker from the memories of everyone on Earth, including MJ, including Ned, including Happy Hogan, including motherfucking everybody. So the movie ends with our Spider-Man, who was a intern for Tony Stark, an Avenger. He fucking fought Thanos. He, went to other planets, all this shit, to now he's alone. He's got nobody. He's got no Avengers. They don't fucking know who he is. Happy Hogan didn't even recognize him. His girlfriend, his best friend, anyone else he knew that was close to him is dead. He's alone, renting a shitty-ass apartment. He's back to a cloth suit, swinging through the snow, starting at the absolute fucking ground zero. So the other thing you need to know about this movie, the Punisher's in this movie. The Punisher at this point in the MCU has moved on from being this vengeful assassin to being a somewhat of a lethal protector of his neighborhood. Bruce Banner is in this movie. Bruce Banner is a punk-ass professor right now who created some tech to keep the Hulk under control. So he's got, and of course, Adrian, you would just make this a bracelet that everybody can see, right?
Sure.
Like you have the ability to control the Hulk now and keep this punk ass smart Hulk version that he seems to like, right? I get it. You don't want angry Hulk smashing everything. We do as fans. But you're going to put this apparatus right here, right on your arm. Because God forbid if somebody damages it or twists, and he even says it in the trailer, right? Like if fucking this thing's gone, you better run. So that's what we're dealing with. That's the setup for this movie. And then we also know Sadie Sink is there playing somebody we don't fucking know. Everybody thinks it's Jean Grey. Who knows? But that's the movie. Adrian, I want to ask you a question here, okay? I'm going to throw a handful of things at you. And I know you're not a big prediction guy. So
no.
I'm going to say, give me a number from 1 to 10, right? 1 being there's no shot at this happening in this movie. Like if I said Batman's going to show up, that'd be a 1, right? If I say, do you think Spider-Man will be in this movie? That'd be a 10.
Sure.
Okay. So I'm going to throw some shit at you. On 1 to 10, what are the chances of these things happening? Okay. So number 1, Sadie Sink playing Jean Grey. 1 out of 10.
7.
7. Okay. I think that's fair. Uncle Ben being in this movie.
1.
1. Okay. Spider-Man dying in this movie.
I would say like 6.
6. Okay. It's pretty. Okay.
Well, I mean, but of course we got to define dying.
Not alive.
Well, does he die as he get transformed into a fucking spider? Does he die like Uncle Ben die? You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, how about this? At the end of the movie, Spider-Man's dead.
3.
3. Okay. Spider-Man turning into a full-blown spider.
3.
3. Daredevil showing up in this movie.
Ooh. 6, 7.
Iron Man showing up.
5.
Oh, really?
A variant of, sure, okay. Why not?
All right. And then last thing, any connection, whether it be a mid-credit, post-credit scene, any direct connection to Doomsday?
Ooh. 8.
8. Okay. Yeah. So pretty expected, I guess.
Yeah. But, I mean, he's fucking in it. Yeah. Secret Wars. I mean, got to go that way somewhere.
Way. Yes. So, needless to say,
you forgot one.
What?
The symbiote.
Oh, yeah. All right, yeah, rewind. I got a good one for you, Adrian. The symbiote being in this movie.
Ooh. 6?
6. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got even one more on that. Tom Hardy's Venom being in this movie.
Ooh. 1.
1. Is that a want or is that a thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, all right, yeah. I'm with you. We speak that into existence. Nowhere to be found.
Right.
Anyways, I last thing I have, Adrian, before we get into your hidden gem is I got a list because I got this question from a few people last week. I've not watched everything. What do I need to watch before Avengers Doomsday? This is not an official list by Marvel or anybody else. This is official. Well, it is the official list by me. Mm-hmm. I think based off of all the endless knowledge I have, Adrian, these are shows and movies that will have an impact on Doomsday. I think these are the movies, in my opinion, these are the shows that you do have to watch before you see this movie. Okay. Let's start with Loki, seasons 1 and 2. I mean, this is what introduced us to the multiverse, right? This is what introduced us to the TVA, and I do think that's going to play a big part in this movie. And we saw Loki in the trailer with the TVA card. Okay. Mm-hmm. Spider-Man No Way Home. That was the first big multiverse breach in Earth 616. Doctor Strange cracking the fucking skies open, shows you how fragile reality is, right? So I think that's a big piece. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. That movie introduced the single most important term for Doomsday: incursions. It showed you exactly what happens. You got fucking buildings poking through other buildings and shit. All up in the asses of the building, Adrian. Deadpool and Wolverine. I think you have to watch this. It shows you how the Void operates, which I believe is either going to be the Battle World directly or very similar to Battle World. It shows you it showed us that there's rogue factions within the TVA. It's not just Mobius and everybody, at headquarters up there. And it pulled these kind of legacy timelines, the Fox X-Men universe, into the MCU as canon. I think X-Men Days of Future Past is one as well. They fucked around with the timeline in there. They went back to the future and fixed everything, and I could see that playing a role into these incursions because we've not been told exactly all of the things, the events that could cause an incursion.
Sure.
We just know fucking around doing dumb shit can cause an incursion, right? So the X-Men Days of Future Past.
Well, is that important? Is that important that whatever causes the incursion is not some dumb shit? Right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Because it'd be lazy if it was.
Right.
Fucking Doctor Strange farted in the wrong universe and there's no, it should be, you fucked around with the time, that you went back in time and fixed some shit that shouldn't have been fixed.
Right.
It's supposed to happen. You causing incursions,
So let me ask you this. Where does Steve Rogers going back in time living his life fall? Is that not necessarily dumb shit or a cataclysmic event, but where between those two?
I think that's pretty cataclysmic. I think that's probably one of the major causes of these incursions. Because think about you. First of all, you're going back to a time where there's already another you. He's in ice.
True.
But he's there. So now there's two of you in one universe. I got to imagine with these multiverse rules that probably causes issues.
So when he comes back, so there should be two of him then, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it might be old man fucking Steve somewhere too,
old man Steve and regular Steve.
Because I think there's a reason why we don't know his fate. They've never said old man Steve was dead. Never once. Right? And if he's old man Steve, he still has the serum.
Correct.
Like we saw that with Isaiah Bradley. Even though he was old, dude had fucking power. He was still a super soldier.
Sure.
So he ain't weak just because he looks old.
Yeah.
There's that. Speaking of that, oh no, we'll get to Cap in a minute. A couple other movies you should watch. Shang-Chi and The Legend of Ten Rings. A lot of the focus would be on the post-credit scene, but they make a point to tell us that these 10 rings are not from Earth, and they're actively broadcasting a beacon to the multiverse. So somebody was listening, waiting for that beacon, and someone's probably coming to pick up those rings, possibly. Okay. The Marvels. You could probably skip to the post-credit scene if you really don't want to watch this movie, but Monica Rambeau seals a tear in reality with these bangles, and because she was on the wrong fucking side, apparently, they didn't tell her what side to be on, or that's just how the plot worked, right? You had to steal it from the other side. She wakes up in a parallel universe next to Beast and a version of her mother who is Captain Marvel or binary in this universe. So these universes are already colliding. You should watch that. Falcon and Winter Soldier. It introduces Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, which does play a little bit into these other movies. This is probably I wouldn't say that one's required. Captain America: Brave New World, I think you should watch just so you know that that Sam Wilson's Cap now, whether you like it or not, it's what the fuck's happening. Thunderbolts, you should definitely watch because they are going to play a part in this movie. They are the new Avengers. And also, I mean, with a force like Doom, you're going to want to know all about Yelena because that's the only hope we have.
Sure.
Fantastic Four: First Steps. I mean, I think this is a no-brainer. The Correct. Fantastic Four in there. It does give you the background of them minus Doom. You do see Doom in the post-credit scene, but you obviously should know who these characters are. And you mentioned something earlier about Sue Storm, her power set. Right. And we saw in the Doomsday, there's a scene where she's using all of her fucking power in Doomsday as well, too. So her going up against Doom or helping out, you're going to want to know the extent of her power and the whole dynamic between that family. And then obviously the movie that's coming out this week, Spider-Man: Brand New Day. And then the last thing I would add is I think you should watch every Avengers movie because the thing that some people have an issue with, and I don't at all, is this is going to be an Avengers sequel. Yes, These other movies are going to play into it, but like, hello everybody, the movie's called Avengers.
Well, not only an Avengers sequel, but a X-Men intro.
Yeah,
right.
That too.
So as they take over the next phase of Marvel, right? We've had 10, 15 years of Avengers.
Yep.
Now it's X-Men turn.
It's their turn.
So it's just no better way to introduce the new version of X-Men than through this bullshit.
So that's the list of everything you should watch based off of my opinion. That's not confirmed by Marvel or anybody else, but we're right here all the time, even when we're not usually. So that's my list. That's what I'm going with. On the road to Doomsday, No Way Home was the movie this last week, and unfortunately, Adrian, we're at this point in the watch where there's a movie. It's called Eternals, and believe it or not, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it. Maybe I'll watch it and I'll be like, you ever watch a movie that you hadn't seen in a long time and you misremember the entire movie? Like, you feel like there's like a new intro. Like, I don't remember the movie starting there. I thought it started here.
Right.
And you're like, is that new dialogue? I don't remember him saying that. I'm hoping that's what happens here. I'm hoping I'll go into it and like, wow, man, this movie was fucking amazing. I had no idea.
I doubt if you have that reaction, but I do think you will probably like it better the second time around.
I think you're right. One thing I've learned about this rewatch is watching these movies in this order, prepping for Doomsday. There's only been like one or two movies that I didn't have that feeling about, that I definitely like them more on the rewatch. So you're speaking positivity into my rewatch. So I'm going to speak positivity into your segment right now, Adrian. We're all ready. We don't know who it's going to be. We know it's not Polaris because I just talked about her.
Nope.
Who is our motherfucking hidden gem for the week?
Oh, so this has nothing to do with anything that you talked about.
Perfect.
This week's hidden gem is Damon Hellstrom. He's a Marvel character known as Hellstorm, or the son of Satan. He's a human demon hybrid, has featuring soulfire projection, a baseline physical boost, often scaling near peak human or roughly 750 pounds natively. So he's not super strong. He's like around Captain America strength level.
Okay.
But scaling higher via mystical amplifications, and an arcane connection to hell itself. He's neither an Omega level mutant nor an Omega level mutant, metahuman, but a mystical combo. His upper teal Hell Lord magic allows him to contend fiercely with or defeat high-end cosmic or genetic powerhouses. So again, he's kind of like, I won't compare him to say Batman or Captain America, but he's a human level type character. But his powers and experiences allow him to defeat much stronger foes, is basically the thing.
Okay.
So he's born to Victoria Wingate and the ancient Hell Lord Marduk Curious, who poses as Satan. So this is like the whole demon thing in general, right? So in the Bible, you have the angels come down. Well, maybe not the Bible, but some versions of it. The angels come down. They plot.
The book they deleted.
So these human women got to be attractive. So they're catching the eyes of angels and fucking demons, and everybody's fucking, right? So, his mother is human, and you got this demon who's posing as Satan shows up. Now, what is a woman thinking about? Right? I'm sure he doesn't show up looking like Satan, right? He shows up as something, because even demons can take on, from what I understand, take on the appearance of beautiful beings. And there's a whole thing too in like the Book of Enoch. It's like when people saw angels, one of the first things that the angels said was, "Do not be afraid." In other words, they were so hideous and grotesque that the human mind couldn't even comprehend. So they had to be told, "Hey, don't fucking pass out looking at me. I'm not here to harm you," kind of a deal. Fuck you, but not harm you. Right. Kind of a deal. So there's a whole thing about that. But anyway,
I bet a lot of dudes say that when they take their clothes off. Hey, don't be afraid. I ain't been in the gym in a while.
Right. So father, demon, mother, human. Raised in a secluded Massachusetts mansion, right? shielded initially from his true lineage until discovering his mother's frantic diary entries. He broke into his family basement nexus, reached a dimension of hell, and claimed his signature Netherium trident. So, kid raised by regular mom, dad, of course, gone. And kind of like a mutant, at some point he figures out, probably through some trauma, that he has these superpowers. And he goes about it doing it completely different than his father does.
Yeah.
His powers and unique abilities, the dark soul, a demonic counterpart to his human soul, kind of like what you're talking about with Gambit as death.
Yep.
Marked by an inverted pentagram birthmark on his chest, which anchors his supernatural capabilities. So on his chest is this giant fucking pentagram that glows when he uses his powers. Soulfire, Hellfire, Pyrokinesis, kind of like Ghost Rider, which you talked about earlier. He generates mystical flames that burn both physical matter and the spiritual astral essence of a target. So Ghost Rider's flame doesn't burn your body physically. It fucks with you spiritually. His does both. He will burn your soul and your mind and your body all at the same time. Physical strength and stats. While his standard physical strength with the Dark Soul active hovers around the enhanced human Olympic tier, pressing about 750 pounds. So think about this. He's able to press 750 pounds. Batman, Captain America. Actually, Batman isn't even at that level. He's strong, but like 500 pounds, 600 pounds.
Yeah.
Captain America, like 800 pounds, 1,200 pounds. Now think about this. There was this statistics. This statistic, 90-something% of humans cannot bench press 200 pounds.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
It's crazy. You think about it, right?
Yeah.
200 pounds. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like 90% of the population can't even do that kind of shit. So when you're routinely bench pressing 5, 6, 7, 800, 1,200 pounds like these characters are, it's an amazing feat. Right. But then you think about like the Spider-Mans, 10, 12, 15 tons, right? Thor, 50, 75 tons. Hulk, 100 tons, sleeping, resting, right? So it's a big deal. Transportation and gear, wields a asymmetric Netherium trident that can absorb magical energy and rides a satanic chariot pulled by 3 carnivorous demon steeds, Ammon, Set, and Hecat. So imagine this, right? You look across the horizon and you see these fucking horses skimming across the sky, pulling a fiery chariot, and a dude with a pentagram on his chest and a trident in his hand. You're probably gonna think literally hell is here. But he's not here like his father. He's here like, like a Captain America, save the day kind of a deal. So greatest power feats, taking the crown, overthrew his arch demon father Marduk to eventually claim rule over dimension of hell. Now there's got to be different hells or a lot of turmoil, because we got Marduk, we got Satan, we got this, variants of Satan. So Satan is like Magnus going around fucking spreading his seed everywhere, and these fucking mutant kids popping up. But you have all these different demons and all these things taking over, battling for hell.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. So it's got to be some into that. Maybe I'll look into that later. So overthrew his father, claim rule over the dimension of hell. Projecting his soul fire across vast citywide or planetary radius, and reweaving fragmented multiversal souls such as, Howard the Duck. So I don't even know how that slipped in here. But anyway, we ever done anything about Howard the Duck?
No, people have asked.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good hidden gem, Adrian.
Okay. So is Diablo. But anyway. So power nullification. He successfully used his psychosensitive trident to drain and short circuit the divine infernal magic of rival hell lords. So those are his greatest feats. The descent into madness, he separated completely from his dark soul, caused his physical body to deteriorate near death, forcing desperate action by those around him. Triage marriage. He married fellow Defender Patsy Walker, Hellcat. But the marriage dissolved in a psychological trauma, possession, and torment, leaving Patsy emotionally shattered and Damon consumed by his infernal burden. So kind of like Havoc in Polaris, you had this tumultuous relationship and you go through all this drama and shit during the process and you end up splitting and everybody's psychologically but hurt.
Of course.
Of course, his love interest was, Patsy Walker, Hellcat. His most high-profile romance and marriage, bridging his humanity with his mystical life before collapsing into supernatural madness. He's teamed up with the Defenders, the Midnight Suns, and the Savage Avengers. He frequently aligns or opposes Doctor Strange, Ghost Rider, and Johnny Blaze. See that Ghost Rider and Johnny Blaze?
Yes.
So Ghost Rider, there have been multiple versions of him throughout time, even including Johnny Blaze being separate from the Ghost Rider himself. So quirky facts about him: he's operated as a legitimate professor of demonology and theology, treating exorcisms with clinical academic precision. He traditionally transforms into a Hellstrom costume, not by changing clothes manually, but by extending the middle 3 fingers of each of his hands into a trident configuration and focusing his soul fire. So he is not an Omega level, like I said, mutant or metahuman. He's just a supernaturally human demon hybrid kind of a person. And the reason I ask these questions is it's like, so we all often talk about like, well, what if he met up with somebody on the street corner, or how would he fare against an Omega level mutant? Well, he would get probably crushed. And against an Omega level mutant such as Legion, Jean Grey, or Iceman, Damon fares actually surprisingly well. While raw genetic reality or psionic manipulation will outscale him, he operates on an extra-dimensional magical level. And because his soul fire attacks the spiritual mystical plane rather than just physical matter, and his trident can nullify specialized energy fields, he can bypass traditional durability metrics, making him terrifying, glass-shattering wild card against pure genetic powerhouses. What does all that bullshit mean? So somebody like Iceman, who's a Omega level mutant, he can do all of this shit, but he doesn't have, his Damon Hellstrom's Hellfire would cut right into his psychic and fuck him up. Right? Or he can even attack like Jean and affect her psyche because she's kind of fragile, emotionally.
Yeah, you fucking think.
That kind of thing. So it's not that he can go toe-to-toe with like a Hulk or Thor or something like that, but his other powers, like his Hellfire, can offset the ability to need healing factors and mega strength and all this other kind of shit. So while he would probably ultimately get fucking ground into the ground by a true Omega level, like a Jean Grey or somebody, but he can do different things to defend himself, last a little longer than most people would, and probably could even, I mean, he doesn't have the penis stare like the Ghost Rider, but he can do that the soul penis, fire
not
thing.
The penis stare. I think anyone can have the penis stare.
I don't think anybody can have the penis stare.
No, okay. All right, but he doesn't have that either.
No, he doesn't have that either. So he would fare pretty well, although he would probably ultimately lose against an Omega level mutant or a metahuman. So anyway, this is one of those characters that he's kind of, I've thumbed through books and I've seen him come across. So as I'm looking at my characters, I'm like, that's what's defined as a true hidden gem. So where could he play in the realm of Marvel and things that's coming up? Anything that has to do with Doctor Strange, anything that has to do with Ghost Rider, right?
Yeah.
Even can be involved in some, I don't know, some Kunlun shit with the magic rings or some bullshit like that.
Yep.
So I mean, he could pop in, definitely not have a show of his own, but he could be presented in such a way that he could be like, say, and he's not a true villain. He uses his powers the opposite of like Satan. He uses it pretty much to save humanity, which is why he's been alongside Doctor Strange, the Defenders, and things like that. So could be presented. I think he should be. I mean, if he's still around, let's use him for something, right? He could be an asset in some kind of way. Anyway, Damon Hellstrom.
Oh, there you go. Another 5-star presentation, Adrian. The only place you're going to find character breakdowns like this is on Only Comics. Did you know that?
I knew it.
Yeah, I did some research, Adrian.
Really?
I did some research. I looked around the landscape of things. And this part wasn't planned. This has been bothering me. Okay. So because we started this literally as a joke, right?
Sure.
We were literally joking around about starting a podcast.
Right.
And we started a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And that was 3 years ago.
Right.
And now, it's growing. We do it every week. It literally became part of our lives, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if we don't record on Sunday, something fucking feels off. Like the Mercury retrograde or some bullshit. Oh my God.
Whatever the fuck that means.
Whatever that is, which we're going to talk a little bit about on other stuff. But I have a theory about the landscape of comic accounts, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The people that are at the top they've been there for a while and they're fed. They're fat and lazy. Not physically. I'm not talking.
I understand.
They've been in that spot. They take their viewers for granted. A lot of them are shifting to AI voices of themselves. Most of them don't even show up on the camera. They're doing these deep. Oh yeah. I've looked around and I think they're comfortable. The problem is, Adrian, we're coming. Like no Diddy. Like we're coming for them. No Diddy. And we're not going to stop what we're doing. I'm not going to have an AI version of me here talking. You're not going to type your hidden gem into an AI prompt and spit it out because we're not fucking fat and lazy. We haven't arrived yet. And I think that these guys take their viewers and they take everything for granted. There's a guy, I won't name him. He's a big account. And he made a video not too long ago. My friend was telling me this because I don't watch their stuff. He said, I'm going to take some time off because a lot of the comments have been really nasty lately, and I need a break from creating content. So I'm going to take like 5 weeks off and not do anything. Cool. Yeah. But I would you wouldn't have done that in your first year. You wouldn't have done that in your second, third year. And I think that's bullshit. I think that you're taking your fan base and your community for granted. Because without them, there's no you, right? If nobody's watching, well, there is you, but the idea is you want people to watch your shit.
Right.
You wouldn't keep putting out shit every fucking week if nobody watched it. And I think there's a lot more of that. They play it safe. Oh my God, I don't want to too much work. I think I'm the only account that's in this space that is this size, not this size, it's bigger, that goes live every week. These motherfuckers won't go live and talk to their fans. So what I say is, Adrian, I'm fucking coming for your ass. No Diddy. We're taking over the comic fucking social media, YouTube, TikTok. It's a takeover. We're planting our stake. And then in a year or two, I'm going to play the role of Christopher Columbus and say that I discovered it. So.
Sure. I'm also wondering how many accounts, actually, would you agree that most success is accidental?
Yes.
Okay. So how many people started this kind of, not even as a joke, I'm just going to turn on the camera, I'm going to start talking.
Yeah.
Right?
Just to do something.
Cool. And all of a sudden so the first year, 2 years, they just randomly turn the camera on, they say some shit. And then year 3, boom. They're successful. Then they realize, oh shit, this is work.
Right.
Because there's work involved in this shit.
Absolutely.
Right? This shit is work. But it's not really what I'm passionate about.
Could be that, yeah.
Right. So then year 3, 4, 5, they realize just how much work it is, coupled with, I didn't really want to do this. I've never thought about this as a job, or their life changes.
Right.
Shit happens. And it's not that they're taking advantage of their customers or their fans or their subscribers. It's just that this was more than they thought it was. I don't want to do this, and I'm tired. So I'm just gonna take my foot off the gas. I'm a coast until I fucking disappear. I'm thinking that probably some of that is happening. I'm not saying that there aren't those that are taking advantage of their fan base or their subscribers, but I think it's more of that than anything else, because very few people. The fact that we love this shit, we've always loved this shit,
right?
Gives us momentum.
Sure.
And I don't think there's tactical things that you do in order to grow, but I don't think we have to change ourselves to become more of whatever we do in order to grow, because we love this shit. Our personalities are our personalities, and I don't think those things are required to change. The comic book universe changes constantly, so there's always shit to talk about. But it's the passion and the drive and the interest and the common interest that keeps us moving. And I think a lot of people, they never thought about that stuff. They just kind of stumbled into it, and now they just kind of like burnt out, and there's nothing that's providing, there's nothing feeding them to continue.
Well, we're coming for the game, Adrian, to burn it all fucking down and take over is the plan. So, or not, or not, maybe not. But I think there is a lot of that, I think. But these are these big, the top dogs.
Sure.
I think they got comfortable. That's probably a better way to put it. They got comfortable.
I complacent.
Yes.
I do believe in that. It's like if you think about zombies, right? You go to a spot, you clear a spot, you put up a wall around the place, and then you just protect that spot. Well, that's going to get tiring. Also, other people are going to start coming gunning for your ass, and also ultimately, you're going to have a city that's a mile wide, but you got 50 miles of zombies around you.
Yeah.
Why am I saying all that shit? Excuse me. You come in, you stake your claim, but you always have to continue to claim more land around you. You always have to continue to grow. You always have to continue to innovate. Once you build that little city with the wall around it, fucking send your scouts out. Let's clear some more shit around us. Let's clear some more shit. And then you build another wall. Then you clear some more shit. You always have to grow. You always have to be diverse. You always have to look at different food sources, this, that, so on and so forth. Now you can kind of, glaze that over growing a YouTube channel or social media channel.
Sure.
But the point of it is that you cannot stop. And those that stop never wanted to start in the first place.
There you go. And we never wanted to stop in the first place. Okay. I mean, honestly, it wouldn't be scheduled, but if we weren't doing a podcast, we would still talk for a couple hours a week about fucking comics in between all a bunch of other shit.
Yep.
So we just happened to wait till Sunday, do it here, record and put it out for you. You know? But Adrian, we're going long on time. We are not going to do a We Respond, so I apologize. But we will definitely get back to that next week. There's a lot to talk about, dude. It's San Diego Comic-Con week, bro, But if you want more of Mike and Adrian, you can go to other stuff. We'll be there on Wednesday. So and you can subscribe to that. The link is in our description here. Go to Double Wide, Adrian. There we go. Got Double Hulks today, Adrian. So
Double Hulks.
Dude, next time we see each other here, it'll be post brand new day.
Yep.
We will know a lot. All of our questions will be answered. We will finally know who Sadie Sink is playing. Hopefully they tell us in the movie.
Yeah. Hopefully.
But I'm looking forward to it, dude. I'm hyped. I'm also very big on like trying to get too hyped before anything happens. Cause you ever hear about like, you plan a trip. You talk about it forever. Oh my God, I'm going to Disney World. Oh my God. You get so excited before. Then when you go there, it's all burnt out. You're like, no, it's just a fucking trip. So I try not to even we're going to Boston next week or in 2 weeks. I don't even know where we're staying. Somebody was just texting me, where you at? I'm like, I don't know. I booked it. I'll have to fucking look through my email and figure it out on the way there. But anyways, Adrian, it's been fun.
Absolutely.
Guys, it's been fun talking to you all. I did have one comment. Guy called us homophobic because of the whole fucking, we don't want Charles to be gay shit. It's like, dude, hey, you know what? You want to introduce a gay character? Bring Iceman in. How about that? He's gay in the comics. Just don't take one that's not.
Right.
And hey, don't make one that's gay in the comics straight on screen either. But it works both ways.
Sure.
Keep it true to fucking comics. Read a comic. Anyways, Adrian, thanks for coming out. Guys, thanks for watching. Coming out, probably shouldn't say it. Thanks for showing up here. Thanks for watching, guys.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, we don't. We really don't give a fuck.
Right.
Do whatever the fuck you want. Guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you next motherfucking week. Post Spider-Man right here on Only Comics.
Peace.